It is a beautiful day for baseball on the road here for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks at 2-1 coming in to take on their division rivals and defending Western Division PGCBL champion, the Batavia Muckdogs. Hello again, I'm Drake Innes alongside Jalen Ferguson. And Jalen, beautiful day for baseball, and hopefully the Tarp Skunks have a very short memory as they were mercied last night at the hands of the Olean Oilers.
Yeah, that's right. They did get mercied last night. I mean, it was very poetic, I should say, because they mercied Olean opening night, and then Olean was able to get them back at the Tarp Skunks home ballpark. But let's see if they have short-term memory and use that to get a win over the Muckdogs.
You know, one of the things that hurt the Jamestown Tarp Skunks last night, we saw a little bit of it on the road in Olean, is the walks.
Yeah,
and
the walks.
You have to wonder how much of that are the umpires squeezing the zone early on in the season, and how much is just a little bit of early season struggles trying to find the zone.
Yeah, I will say I think it's because a lot of these baseball players play in high school, and those umpires are a little bit less narrow as the umpires here in this league. So it might be that, or it could be some of the pitchers last night, they got their first go at it, so it could have been first game jitters for some of those pitchers.
Bats went a little quiet last night after scoring 27 runs over their first two games. You have to wonder, coming into Batavia, they're, always the division rival. It's always a tough game, and the Tarp Skunks always have a tough time winning here in Batavia. How much do you think that's going to weigh on their mind, and are the Tarp Skunks bats going to wake up here tonight?
Well, like you said, the Tarp Skunks, they only put up one run last night, so hopefully, I mean, I'm looking at the backstop. Like you said, it's very tough to play in. I mean, our field has a lot more depth in the outfield, but here in Dwyer Stadium, in dead center, it's only 400 feet, and in the corners, it's 325. So that could play a factor for these outfielders, but hopefully these hitters can use that to their advantage and hit one off the wall.
Yeah, you look at this ballpark, you look at the one up in Elmira, and we're gonna check out Sal Magley on Saturday as the Tarp Skunks go to take on Niagara Falls, and you almost get. I think we're spoiled a little bit with Dietrich Park. It's almost a bit claustrophobic in these ballparks. The fences, uniform all the way around. It's a normal circle, so it almost kind of feels like the ballpark's giving you a bit of a hug. As where Dietrich Park is cavernous and wide open, this definitely feels more snug and confined.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. Not even just on the field, but all around this stadium. I mean, it's very different. As you can tell, the press box is a lot closer to the fans. In fact, our window is just right above some of these fans' heads. It's a little claustrophobic. I have to give that to you.
A little claustrophobic, but definitely more of an intimate field here as we are overlooking a decent-sized crowd here in Batavia. They are waiting for this game to get underway. Haven't announced the starting lineups over the PA yet. Umpires are just now coming out to home plate, and we are going to get the meeting at the mound. But the big news for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, another returning player making his first game here with the Jamestown Tarp Skunks back in uniform for the 2026 season, and that is Eric Weeks coming in. He will be the designated hitter tonight, and we'll get you the starting lineups here shortly. But more reinforcements coming in, getting ready to help out the Tarp Skunks and maybe light a little bit of a fire. Eric Weeks is a firebrand at the plate, and when he gets a chance to be out in the field out there as well.
Yes, I am really excited to see how he does. They're going to put him at DH because he literally just yesterday was his first time back. So we'll see how he does. They're going to put him at DH. They're not going to put him in a position just yet. They want to see how he does with the bat in his hands before they put him in a position right now.
So the meeting at the mound is taking place. We're going to step away, and when we come back, we will get you the Jamestown Tarp Skunks starting lineups and the first pitch of the ball game in just a moment. Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks. Touch 'em all, Paul. It's 6-0 Tarp Skunks.
And that is the start that you want. You cannot ask for a better start. Putting up 6 in the first inning.
Back here at Dwyer Stadium, Drake Innes alongside Jalen Ferguson, and we are getting close to first pitch here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Jamestown Tarp Skunks starting lineup. Leading off in center field, Grant Moore. Blake Herman at short, will bat second. Caleb Jordan, the third baseman, will bat third. Batting fourth, Eric Weeks, in his first appearance for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, will be the designated hitter. Heath Fetchick will be the extra hitter, batting fifth. Jackson Enders back at second base, will bat sixth. Nate Muncie at first base, will bat seventh. The catcher, Branson Lindquist, bats eighth. Anthony Traumer out in right field, will bat ninth. And batting 10th, the left fielder, the speedster, Matthew Dumas. They will take on a familiar name here in the PGCBL, Jake Slitz, who pitched against the Jamestown Tarp Skunks a bit last year. And if I remember correctly, had a very tough fastball. In one game, he had some control issues. In the other game, he just knocked everything down completely. Let's take a look real quick at the starting lineup for the Batavia Muckdogs. Leading off and playing in right field is Jalen David. Batting second at first base, Jalen Roke. Glenn Brooks, the center fielder, bats third. Cooper Romick, returner for the Batavia Muckdogs, at catcher and batting cleanup. Braden Nye, the designated hitter, bats fifth. Evan Brock, third base, will hit sixth. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Miles Monell. The extra hitter batting eighth will be Luke Rybinski. Batting ninth at second base will be Michael Wheelahan, and the 10th place hitter, the left fielder, Jeremy Ramos, and they will face the starter for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, number 29, Zach McLean. McLean in his first start went 3 1/3 innings, giving up 1 run on a few hits, and walked out with an ERA of 2.70. Looking to continue the streak, Jalen, of successful starts for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. He had a good start. Jack Castillo had a great start last night, going 3 perfect. What do you expect to see out of McLean tonight on the road for the first time this season?
I will say, McLean, I am willing to see, again, the pitching, the location. They're going to need to figure it out, because even though the Muckdogs in their last game only was able to draw 4 walks, and they're facing a whole new team, they need to throw it across the plate and find the strike zone. You don't want to have more free passes, because I think they gave up 10 walks in the last game. So walks will be a key thing that they are going to have to work on.
Walks is a key thing, but also just attacking the zone, not trying to go finesse, especially when you're ahead in the count. You see, we've seen a few pitchers here that have hit the bump for the Tarp Skunks, that when they get those 0-2 counts, they go finesse. They try to dance around the corners, they try to dance below the zone, try to get the hitters to chase, and they go away from what got them into an 0-2 count. What do you think the message is from Coach Rittebach, from pitching coach Nick Iannello? What do you think that message is to those pitchers?
Well, I will say, I mean, you have to have a good start. You cannot, when you're up 0-2, you're going to have to figure out how to finish, and that's been their problem. The problem is finishing out the batter, because like you said, you're going to try and dance around it. I mean, it's good to show them something different. At the end of the day, you're going to have to sit them down some way, somehow. So, yes, it's all about momentum when it comes to pitching.
A couple games around the rest of the PGCBL over in the Eastern Division. The Amsterdam Mohawks taking on the Socrates Stallions. That is a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals out in Canteen Field in Socrates. And the Glen Falls Dragons taking on Anianta Outlaws out in Anianta. Over in the Western Division, the only other Western Division game that is happening tonight is in Canada. Oh, Canada, as the Niagara Falls Americans go across the border to take on the Niagara Ironbacks. Just a few moments here until first pitch. As both teams approach the baselines, we're going to step away for the national anthem.
Now, everyone, I'd like to ask that you all please rise if able and remove your hats as we welcome Lucy Walter, Grace Keller, and Nora Johnson from the youth worship team of Northgate Free Methodist Church under the direction of Aaron Ribbing as they perform God Bless America. And now, fans, I'd like to ask you to please remain standing as we welcome the Akron Music Department to the field as they will be performing tonight's national anthem led by Kim Stahowski.
All right, as the national anthem and God Bless
As
America
we have some
is
first
performed.
pitches tonight.
We're going to get some first pitches, so a few minutes away from game time. We'll step away for one quick break. We'll be back in just a moment. From Dwyer Stadium in Batavia, New York, drinking us alongside Jalen Ferguson as we are set for Tarp Skunks baseball. Jake Slitz on the mound for the Muckdogs. He will face Grant Moore, Blake Herman, and Caleb Jordan to get this one underway. Beautiful day for baseball, 77 degrees here just before first pitch. Not a cloud in the sky, Jalen.
And you know, you said 70, that might just be the hottest day it has been this season.
So far, yep, summer's starting to sneak in here. And you're definitely feeling it. As a matter of fact, it is so sunny here that when we were setting up the gear, every time I pointed the camera out to the field, it would lose signal because it was getting way too much light in. I was panicking a little bit. Thought we were going to have to go no video, just with the radio call. And then we came up with the idea to put my sunglasses over the lens. And that is how we are getting video right now through a pair of cheap gas station sunglasses. So
wish the fans can see it. It's actually pretty funny.
I've got a picture of it. I'll post it. I will never knock cheap sunglasses again. As Grant Moore, the left-hander, stands in. And the first pitch comes up and in for a ball 1-0. Moore has a 3-game hitting streak working to start the season.
And despite he only was able to work in 1 hit last night, still got a good 3-game hitting streak.
That pitch coming in low in the zone, 2-0. And I will say that we have a bit of a different perspective here in the broadcast booth. We are right behind home plate, so we are getting probably the best looks of these pitches that we've ever had. 2-1, looked like it was a little outside or inside on Moore, but hit the zone for a strike, and it is 2-1.
Like you said, right behind the plate, we can see the pitches. Now we can actually have an accurate call on this umpire.
2-1 comes in and hits Moore right on the hand.
It's a good thing that he got the hit by the pitch because it looked like he swung, but They didn't call a swing. Well, I think the Muckdogs coach thinks that he swung.
They're going to argue he started to swing, but the bat never went across did not cross the plane of the plate, so I don't think it would be considered a swing.
No, I think he wanted to check it. Because his hand, like you said, it didn't even cross. The bat was still on his shoulders. That was not a swing, in my opinion.
And more discussion now. And a little controversy early on as Grant Moore officially on base with the hit by pitch.
You can see the manager was not happy about that at all.
Not at all. That will bring up Blake Herman. Also has been tearing the cover off the ball. Not unfamiliar with Dwyer Stadium. Last year during a Section 6, Section 5 crossover game, ended up hitting a home run to left. And the first pitch right over the heart of the plate for a strike. 0-1.
Hopefully can do the same thing in this game. Like I said in the pregame, the dimensions in this field is a lot shorter than how it is back in our ballpark.
0-1 pitch way outside for a ball, 1-1. Herman, I think also on a 3-game hitting streak.
And
we just double checked yesterday.
While you're looking at that, I saw the pitcher got a little awkward after that pitch.
That one coming in up high and away again, 2-1.
Again, Grant Moore at first facing a lefty.
Slit's doing a good job staying within the zone. As the runner goes, pitch taken for a ball thrown way over the head of the second baseman, Wheelahan covering. Good job by Monil to play wide receiver and catch that on the fade route. 3-1 as Moore advances on the stolen base.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I thought that was over. I thought it was over Wheelahan, but he was able to make the catch and save it. Grant Moore could have been going to third if it wasn't for Wheelahan.
He most definitely would have made it. The 3-1 swing and a pop-up foul off to the right side, giving Chase his roke, but that one goes out of play.
Now the count is 3-2. Gonna have to protect here. Grant Moore at second.
Skunks with a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first inning. No score, nobody out here as this game just underway. Slits looks in, checks the runner at second. Now the 3-2 is swung on and hit out to left field, giving Chase in, not able to get it as it goes out of play. Jeremy Ramos gave it a ride. Well, we got a good view here. I will say it's a little difficult reading the ball off the bat, though.
A little bit. From this angle, it's hard to see how long it sits up there.
So we'll do 3-2 all over again.
Fouled it off at both corners.
And that one way outside, the breaking ball slipping out of his hands. And with the walk, 2 on, nobody out. And that is going to bring up Caleb Jordan.
As we get into the power hitters in this lineup, they got themselves in a pretty good position, and this is where the Tarp Skunks really show their stuff. They start off the game with momentum here.
Jordan had 2 hits in Olean on Saturday, was shut out yesterday as the ball in the dirt. Runner goes, and the throw down to third almost goes into left field.
And Romich, his throws to the bases have been a lot offline. An offline throw to pick off Grant was not in time, and then to pick off Grant at third was again not in time.
Speed creates pressure, and pressure creates errors. Now, Tarp Skunks, 2 runners in scoring position. And Jordan with a 1-0 count. There's a drive into right field. Coming in on it shallow is David in right. He will make the catch, and there is one away.
And unfortunately, that one hung up there too long. It was shallow right. Second baseman was able to make the catch. I thought Grant was going to go, but he realized that he was probably not going to make it, so he stops at third.
And here's Eric Weeks, Canisius College product, one of the Canisius connection, along with Justin Bremner, Grant Moore, and Blake Herman.
The squad is here.
He was a tremendous spark plug, especially in the second half of the season. Key home run in Jamestown. As the first pitch takes a shot in the zone for a strike at the knees and just off the plate. 0-1 the count. He also had there was a game last year up in Niagara Falls. The Tarp Skunks were up 8-0 in the third inning. The Ironbacks put up 10 in the fourth, and it was a back and forth battle as the 0-1, another breaking ball on the outside, missing the zone, 1-1. And as the game was coming down to the wire, it was I want to say it was either the 8th or the 9th inning, and Eric Weeks came up and hit a monstrous grand slam to give the Tarp Skunks a 4-run win. Swing and a miss. Or a foul on that one.
Can't wait to see his clutch ability to start off this season, as this is his first at-bat in the 2026 PGCBL season.
What a place to have your first at-bat of the season at the home of your division rivals.
And again, has friends on the base path.
You know, I've used the analogy, Batavia is the New York Yankees to our Boston Red Sox. As Slits comes set, the kick and throw, and there's a ground ball to short, diving, or picked up at short, throwing to first, and it gets away. Moore is going to advance and score on the air. We'll see if they'll give him a hit or an error, because Weeks almost beat that one out.
Pretty sure that was an error. And like you said, accuracy leads to errors. I think that's what you said earlier.
The extra hit number 32, Heath Fetchick.
As Heath Fetchick stands in. So it is going to be an error on the shortstop, Monil. No RBI. Moore scores, and Herman advancing to third. So now Heath Fetchick. Runner goes, throw down to second, much better. Takes a one hop, and it goes into center field. Here comes the Herman to score, to the throw into third, and that gets away from the third baseman. Evan Brock, and I hate to say it, but a comedy of errors early on here.
Yes, their
Giving the Tarp Skunks a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, their accuracy is just not there. I didn't see that many errors against the Oilers 2 nights ago, but to start out the game, I saw like 3 errors.
And the pitch, taken for a strike. The count goes to, I believe, 1-1.
That's the good thing with this vision right here, is that we can see where the umpire's batter's box is, or the strike zone is.
Yeah. So Eric Weeks off of third. As Fetchick waits, there's a foul off. And the count goes to 1-2. This is the 4th straight game to start the season that the Jamestown Tarp Skunks have scored first.
Yes, that's how they play. Attack early is how they usually do. They didn't do that last night, only putting up 1 run, but they're doing that right now.
As Slid stands off, yeah, I mentioned it earlier in the inning, you know. Speed creates pressure, pressure creates errors, and a couple of errors on Cooper Romick, one on Monil, one on Brock. Swing! And a miss. And that is out number 2.
Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 7, Jackson Enders.
That'll bring up Jackson Enders in his second game of the season. He started the home opener against the Oilers in Detroit. Made some spectacular defensive plays. The first pitch, line right to second base. Snagged by Wheelahan, and the side's retired. 2-run score on one hit. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Tarp Skunks 2, and the Muckdogs coming to bat. Pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. There's a change here. Making his Tarp Skunks debut is number 41, Ryan Tatar. We'll try to get you some information on him. He will face Jalen David, Jalen Roque, and Glenn Brooks. 1, 2, 3 here to start the bottom of the first inning. First pitch taken for a ball, 1-0.
And Jalen David, he went 1 for 4 in the last game against the Oilers.
That one way outside, 2-0.
He had a walk and a single, and he also came around to score in that last appearance.
So now Tatar finding himself in the hole, 2-0 here. That one, fastball, hits the zone for a strike, 2-1.
That was a pitcher's pitch right there. Caught just a little bit of the strike zone. Umpire gave him that call.
2-1. Breaking ball just misses on the inside corner. 3-1. Just about an inch or two off the black.
Thought that might have been it. Now he falls behind 3-1.
Swinging, there's a ground ball into right field. That is going to be extra bases as it goes all the way to the wall. Grounding second on his way to third. Here comes the throw. It's not in time. And a leadoff triple to start the inning for the Muckdogs.
And that's the thing when it comes to the leadoff hitter. He's able to line that one down the right field line. And again, he hit it opposite field, making it hard for the right fielder, Tromer.
So David on third, and an inauspicious start for Tatar. We'll see if he can settle down. Jalen Rope standing in, and the first pitch to him is lined over the head of the shortstop Herman into left field, and that is a base hit. Coming in to score is David, and it is 2-1.
Man, the Muckdogs are really starting to bring it back. They're being very aggressive to start off this at-bat, actually to start off the game.
So Glenn Brooks stands in. Muckdogs have been moving the line, and Tatar looking to get back into control here. Runner takes his lead off first, dancing around, and a breaking ball on the outside corner for a ball.
Glenn Brooks, in the last game, they had him at the 2, putting him at 3 right now. He went 2 for 3, a single and two singles and 2 walks.
The 1-0 pitch hits the bottom of the zone for a strike. 1-1 the count.
Now the thing is, in past games, putting the ball in the strike zone because the Oilers be able to walk. But the Muckdogs are putting the ball in play, so they might have to pitch around them.
Swing and a miss, snap throw down to first. And if the throw had been on line, they would have snagged Roke off the line, but 1-2 the count.
It's kind of surprised he didn't slide back into first because, like you said, if that was on line, he would have been out by a step.
At least 1-2. There's a check swing, diving stop at second. Enders can't come up with it cleanly. Everybody's safe.
That was a good diving effort by Enders. Even though he wasn't able to make the play at first, he was still able to stop the ball from getting into the outfield. And Roke could have went to third, and we would have had a first and third situation.
And that should be a base hit. That was a difficult place for Enders to try to rope that ball as the Tarp Skunks nemesis, Cooper Romick, stands in. Nobody out here, 2 on.
Cooper Romick went 1 for 2 in his last at-bat, or his last time out.
Tatar checks second, kicks and throws, breaking ball high up in the zone, 1-0.
Romick had 2 walks and 2 RBIs on a single.
Not the start that manager Joe Riedebach wants.
And they're just putting the ball in play, hitting the ball where it needed to be hit.
Long look at second. That one missing on the inside corner. 2-0.
The thing is that Tatar, when he puts it in the strike zone, they have been making contact. It has to be frustrating as a pitcher.
They're up there to swing the bat. Tatar comes set. Kicks and throws. That one, fastball in the zone for a strike.
And on that,
it's 2-1.
And on that hit, I gotta say, he checked his swing and made a contact with it. He didn't go all the way around.
Two 2-1. Fastball again on the outside corner, 2-2. Still nobody out. A run across here for the Muckdogs in the bottom of the inning. 2 runners on. Solid contact, even on the check swing from Glenn Brooks. Solid contact. The 2-2. And that swung on a miss. And that is the first out of the inning.
Yeah, just swung and missed. Blew it past them. Now they got 1 out. They also have 1 in scoring position and 1 at first.
That'll bring up Braden I.
Braden I went 1 for 3 in his last time out.
Designated hitter tonight.
He was the second baseman.
Couple dogs in the park on the base pass, and the first pitch taken for a strike. 0-1 the count.
He had a single in his last timeout.
Infield at double play depth. Outfield straightaway.
Again, the Muckdogs.
Throw back to second, and a good stop by Blake Herman as that one in the dirt. But
Gotta say, I really like the middle infield of Herman and Enders.
letting Roque knows that he knows he's there. 0-1. Swinging, that one's fouled straight back.
Yeah.
0-2. And give a ton of credit to the lady in the front row. That ball coming right at her face. She did not even flinch.
Yeah, very rare. You see fans right behind the plate not flinch, even though there is that netting right in front.
I think John Boy would have given that a 9.5. 0-2 comes in, just misses. And it's 1-2.
And like I said in the pregame, being able to close out in that bat. Tatar is up 1-2 on the batter. We're up. We only got 2 strikes on him. We're gonna have to figure out to close this at bat.
And the 1-2. There's a ground ball. I gotta admit, I missed exactly where that play was. I lost the ball off the bat.
That was hit to Muncie, and it came into his glove, but how he fielded it, it bounced out and back to the pitcher. So that is going to be a fielding error on Muncie, and now the bases are loaded.
So they're gonna call that an E3. Yeah, it's a little difficult. I gotta say, I'm sitting behind a double pane glass that has sunlight bleeding in on it. So I may need to default to you for the rest of this inning.
Yeah, you got the direct sunlight through the window.
Yep. As the first pitch comes into Evan Brock in the dirt, and it is 1-0.
That was a good stop by Lindquist, being able to keep it in front. But the thing is that the Muckdogs, their backstop is not as far as it is back at our ballpark.
It's about the same distance as Olean. And if you remember back in the 9th inning of that game, there was a wild pitch from Reno Spagnoli, but they were able to get the runner coming in from third as a breaking ball misses on the inside, and it is 2-0.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble remembering Olean. You had the better view in that ballpark.
Well, I also cut the highlights up, so I kind of had to. Yeah. You kind of have to remember these things. There's a fly ball out to right field, giving chase on it is Stromer, and he's not going to be able to get it. It's all the way to the wall. 1 run scores, 2 run scores, 3 run scores. The throw into third is in time. They got Brooks trying to stretch it into a triple, but a 3-run double for Brooks.
And the thing is that when he looked, he didn't have enough distance at second, so when he rounded second and tried to go for third, the throw was in time to get him. Didn't get a good read on that.
Batting 7, shortstop number 8, Miles, 1 out.
Oh no, okay. I see where it is. So it wasn't a triple, it was a double. And I thrown out at third, trying to stretch from first to third, having to hold up. So runner at second, 2 down now.
Miles Monell is at the plate.
That ball gets in the dirt behind Lindquist and advancing over to third
Now I did say
is Brock.
that The backstop is not as deep as it is at Dietrich, but from that angle, was able to get to third on the pass ball.
There's a ground ball to third, stabbed by Jordan, throwing to first. And the inning is over, but the Muckdogs put 3 across on 4 hits. We go to the top of the second. It is 3-2 Batavia.
Leading off the top of the 7th inning, batting 7th in the order.
Back here in Batavia, 3-2, Muckdogs with the lead after 1. And due up is going to be Muncie, Lindquist, and Trauma. And the first pitch to Muncie, driven into shallow left for a leadoff single. First pitch swinging for Muncie. Finds himself on the bag.
That's a good job by Muncie on the first pitch, being able to drive it, but it was also good effort by Miles Manel. He just couldn't. The ball was in front of his outstretched glove and got past him.
So now Branson Lindquist stands in, runner at first. And the first pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
And Muncie, I remember back in the Olean game when he was on first, a little bit of his moving, trying to get into the pitcher's mind.
The 0-1 breaking ball way off the plate. Good job by the home plate umpire there. You see him kind of brush his hand away from the right side of the plate, letting everyone know that was outside. Appreciate that. There's a fly ball out to right field. David underneath it, and he is able to put it away for the first out.
Oh, solid contact by Lindquist. Unfortunately, David had a good read on that and was able to make the catch for the out. So now, 1 out on the Tarp Skunks.
That'll bring up Anthony Trommer, Tarp Skunks right fielder. He had some exercise down in the bottom of the first inning. A couple balls hit his direction as there's a ground ball, 2 set short, picked up, throw to second for 1, on to first, double play. And the side retired on a 6-4-3, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 3-2.
The extra hitter number 4, Luke Wojcicki.
Back here at Batavia, where the Muckdogs hold the 3-2 lead over the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. Due up for the Dogs is 8-9-10, and it's going to be the extra hitter, Jake Rybzipski. It's easy for you to say. First pitch taken outside for a ball, 1-0.
I'm still having a little bit of trouble trying to pronounce his name. Is it Rybzipski?
Rybzinski? That one in at the feet, 2-0.
It's almost like that one, and you remember him, used to play for the Giants, Mike Yastrzemski.
Yes? Oh, yeah. Yes, but, you know, there's also A.J. Przynski. 2-0 pitch, taking low, 3-0. And Tatar having a hard time finding the strike zone here.
Thought he was going to get that one. Lindquist gave him a frame, but umpire was not falling for that one.
3-0. There's you've got to have it strike, 3-1.
Again, as I talked to the pitching coach, again, the 3-0 counts is what they're still trying to work on.
There's the 3-1. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a strike. And Tatar working his way back to a full count.
And it's a good job by Tatar to fight his way back, but unfortunately when you have to fight back, you run up your pitch count.
3-2 pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle, and that is a base hit.
And Tatar had to move out of the way. That one was coming right back up at the middle.
Reminds me of the old South Park joke. It's coming right for us. That is not one you want to get hit with. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Mike Wheelahan.
He helped turn 2 in the last inning.
Yep. Now Rybzinski on first in the first pitch, taken up for a ball, 1-0. A mental note, I need a new mouse.
Yeah, that mouse has been giving you trouble since we got here, actually.
Everything's been giving me trouble today. There is a fly ball out to shallow right, coming in as Stromer, and he puts it away for out number 1.
Good job being able to track it and keep it in front. It was in shallow. I like when I was in the outfield, his first step is always back, but he had to come in for it.
Jeremy Ramos, the left fielder, 10th place hitter, now comes in. 1 on, 1 out. Trommer has had some work here today. Can definitely say he's gotten his steps in.
And I'm looking, there is action in the Tarp Skunks bullpen right now.
As the first pitch comes in and hits.
We'll get that pitcher's number. That one came in and hit Ramos. So now we go back to the top of the lineup.
Back to the top of the lineup for your Muckdogs in the right field, number 50, Jalen Davis.
Jalen David now coming back to the plate. Led off the game for the Muckdogs with a triple, scored a run.
You know, there's this meme of that there are so many Jalens in the league, not even just baseball, but in sports in general.
It's your fault.
You know, it might just be, but I'm the wrong Jalen.
Snap throw back to second. The wheel and turn, but didn't actually throw it. And chases Rybzinski back to the bat.
It's good that he actually stepped off. Like you said in the last game, these umpires are going to call balks, so he had to be precise that he stepped off.
First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1.
And ironically, Jalen's last name is spelled exactly like mine.
Once again, it's your fault. Maybe it's my fault because I brought you over. I don't know. It's everybody's fault, and no one's at the same time. The 0-1 breaking ball cut on and fouled, and it's 0-2.
I really want to put a blame. You got to blame the legendary Jalen Rose.
0-2 the count. Tatar trying to get out of this one. And the pitch. There's a little pop-up second base. Underneath it is Enders, and he puts it away for out number 2.
That was kind of a weak swing. I don't think he was too confident in that swing, as the blooper to second kind of showed.
That's what happens. A breaking ball drops out of the zone. You get way under it.
Here comes Hakeem Roque.
Roque standing in. Yeah, the first pitch taken down and away for a ball. And it is 1-0.
I would like to see the Tarp Skunks go an inning without a base runner.
It's been a while since we've seen a 1-2-3 inning.
In fact, last night, I want to say the 3rd inning of last night.
And the pitch. Popped foul out of play. And it's 1-1.
That one head for the parking lot there.
So 2 down here, and the pitch. That one fouled again, and it's 1-2.
No, he swung and missed at that one.
I thought I heard contact.
That might have been the glove.
It's the glare that I'm looking through. I can't see anything.
Yeah, you're getting direct sunlight right now. Your glasses are occupied right now.
1-2. That one fouled back. Had the same sound. I guess the ball hitting off his bat and hitting Lindquist's glove sounds the same.
Fortunately, your glasses are preoccupied on the camera.
Hey, that's more important than me being able to see. I don't care. As long as the fans at home can see the moving pictures. That one, a breaking ball at the knees, called strike 3, and the inning is over. No runs ahead, or 2 runners left on the hit by pitch. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Still 3-2 Batavia. Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks. Touch 'em all, Paul. It's 6-0 Tarp Skunks.
And that is the start that you want. You cannot ask for a better start. Putting up 6 in the 1st inning.
I gotta send. Oh no, yeah, I gotta send. Top of the 3rd inning, it's gonna be Dumas, and then the top of the order, Moore and Herman. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you. First pitch right down the middle for a strike. Quickly 0-1. And in the corner of my eye, I can see you have your hand up to block out the sun.
That sun is bright and brutal. You know, this being our first game here at Batavia, I'm not used to the sun patterns here.
Yeah.
Moss got hit.
And Dumas advances on the hit by pitch, and that will bring us back to the top of the lineup. Grant Moore.
Third time the Tarp Skunks have had the leadoff runner, twice by a hit by pitch.
Again, like we talk about all the time, Dumas is there to set up for Grant Moore as we get into the speedy half of this lineup. Pitcher. And after the stretch throws, that one is a ball. 1-0 for Grant Moore.
Slits has been doing a pretty good job keeping the Tarp Skunks in check this whole game so far.
He has. And now the 1-0. That one misses.
Crowd not necessarily happy with that call. You hear
Yeah.
fans shouting, "Come on, Blue."
That was a very close play, but they did not give it to the pitcher. So now Dumas at first. The throw down to the plate, and that one catches the zone. 2-1 now. Again, Dumas has that aggressive base running. I can think that he would steal a left-handed pitcher.
He could.
As he is. Throws down to the plate, throws to second, and it's not in time. And Dumas is on at second after the steal, and that pitch was a ball, so it'll be 3-1 for Grant Moore.
That is the third stolen base attempted by the Tarp Skunks, 3 for 3. They're making Cooper Romick work for it.
Again, one way to get into the pitcher's mind is to steal. It's the pitch, and that one catches the zone, and it is now a full count, 3-2 for Grant Moore. He's gonna have to protect here. Who knows? He's good at protecting the plate.
Moore, a very dangerous hitter.
Can extend an at bat to his favor as he is done against the Oilers. That one is inside for a ball, and Grant is gifted the walk, and that will bring on Blake Herman.
First up, number 18, Blake Herman.
Herman walked his first time up, and you know, the Muckdogs have been giving the Tarp Skunks gifts. It's just they haven't been able to cash in. Top of the order, now Herman Jordan on deck. Good opportunity for the Tarp Skunks to go back on top.
Yes, this is a good way to start your momentum of getting back in this game. As that one is hit, that is popped up to right field, and he's going to make the catch. And Dumas thought about tagging, but he stays at second. So it'll be the first out for the Tarp Skunks.
A little conservative for Dumas. I think he could have made it, especially the throw a little weak and offline.
It was a little weak and offline, but he didn't want to take any chances. It was kind of shallow out there and right. It's the catcher talking to the pitcher. And again, like you said, crowd energy here, you can really notice it as the We Will song is going off.
And it's interesting to note, Slits, the left-hander, he's been pretty dominant against right-handed hitters. It's the left-handers that have been giving him some problems, and I think that's what Cooper Romick might have been going out there to talk to him about. Because if you look at it, Moore hit by a pitch, he's walked, Dumas walked, and the left-hander's giving him a much tougher time here.
The 0-0 to Caleb Jordan. And that one is inside. Thought that hit him, but it didn't. So the count is 1-0. And yes, like you said, struggled against lefties because when you're a left-handed pitcher, you mostly see right-handed batters. So you might be trying not to throw inside. So the 1-0. That one missed. So it's, oh no. Did he give it to him?
I didn't see him call a strike.
I don't think he did.
That one poured in and was a curveball that broke in and then dropped right before it hit the plate. We'll see.
I think
got it at 2-0.
I think it's 2-0. Dumas at second, Grant Moore at first. And this is a double steal. Throw to second to get Grant Moore. And it's not in time. And now Caleb Jordan has 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out.
Yeah, depending on what the actual count is, 2-1, 3. Let's see.
I don't know. I don't know if they called that. Okay, they called that a ball.
So it'd be 3-1.
The third baseman trying to avoid a bunt. Well, the corners are in.
There's a breaking ball.
And that was a breaking ball for a strike. That was beautiful. Caleb Jordan had his bat on his shoulders.
Oh, I want to throw this mouse out the window. Trying to correct the count on the screen and just mouse is broken.
So Caleb Jordan here, and that one is hit, fouled down just right in front of the third baseman. If it got over the third base, it would have been fair. So now everybody has to go back to where they were. Caleb Jordan just exploded out of the batter's box once he put the ball in play.
Infield corners playing in. Middle of the infield, back and double play in. Almost double.
That one is hit, and that is a good snag by the third baseman. Throws to first. And he got him, but the run scores. And now we are tied 3-3 as Dumas came around to score. Would you call that a sacrifice play?
No. I don't think I would call that a sacrifice because it wasn't a bunt that was laid down. He was trying to get a hit. Not even a fielder's choice, just a routine out, but an RBI.
That'll bring up the DH, Eric Weeks. It's Grant Moore at second. With 2 outs. That one misses. He's starting to favor that off speed just a little bit.
Dumas with 2 stolen bases got him into the position to be able to score on that. Tarp Skunks have stolen 4 bases so far in this game.
Yeah. That is pretty impressive. 1-0. That one misses. Like I said, that's the good thing about having leadoff hitters who also get that speed. It's Grant Moore at second. Eric Weeks at the plate. He has a 2-0 count on him right now, and 2 away. And that one catches the zone. And it is 2-1 the count.
Lazy curveball that just dropped right over the outside corner. Nice piece of pitching.
So now, a 2-1 count. Second baseman coming in. And that one right down the middle for a strike, and it's 2-2 to Eric Weeks. And Slits is trying to get out of the inning here.
If you're Eric Weeks, you got to watch for that curveball, but look for the fastball.
Might be sitting on fastball. That's why he's watched some of the off speed. Grant Moore going, and that is strike 3. So with 1 cross, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on, we go to the bottom of the third. It is a 3-3 ball game, and we'll be back after this.
5 due up for the Batavia Muckdogs. Glenn Brooks, Cooper Romick, and Braden Nye. And here to tell you about it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you. Glenn Brooks is up to bat. As he misses for a ball. The count is 1-0.
Tatar starting his 3rd inning of work. And Brooks singled and scored back in the 1st.
The pitch was called strike, so it's 1-1. And I remember there was action in the bullpen in the last inning, so they have that guy just in case things go south in this inning.
Well, with this being his first start,
1-1 count, and that one misses, so it's 2-1.
this being his first start, I would expect him to have the 3-inning limit in that pod program and possibly see a new pitcher next inning.
Quite possibly. The 2-1 swings and misses. And now it is an even count of 2-2.
And that was pitch number 40 for Tatar. We'd like to invite those of you that are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Who do you think is your player of the game? Comments down below on the video as well as in the chat. Glad to have you here.
That last pitch misses, so it is a full count for Tatar. Hopefully he can get an out here. 3-2. And swings and misses. Made him chase that. I think that was a slider, and so now there is one away here, and that will bring up Cooper Romick.
Yeah, that had filthy movement coming out of Tatar's hands. Coming in on the center of the plate, but that breaking away about 15 feet, just out of the reach of the bat of Brooks, and one away.
So Tatar coming in with some momentum after the strikeout. Let's see how he does against Cooper Romick. So that one is hit to center, and Grant Moore able to make the catch for the outs. Had to get a good read on that one, and so now it's quickly 2 away.
Yeah, you love those one-pitch outs.
Takes a lot off the pitcher. And so here comes Braden Nye, the DH.
For Tatar, he's had 3 strikeouts here today.
It's pretty impressive.
The one to Brooks would be his 2nd in a row to close out the 2nd and to lead off the 3rd. So 2 away now.
That one catches the zone for a strike, and I think he's starting to feel it here. He has some momentum. He's in the zone as he's found the strike zone.
Could be looking at a 1-2-3 inning here.
And ooh, he wanted to swing but held back in time. It is a 1-1 count for Braden Nye.
I reached on that Muncie air.
That one, good frame by Lindquist, but he couldn't get it. It is now a 2-1 count. Again, you want to bring your players back in the dugout as soon as possible. 2-1, that one is hit, and that one is fouled.
Right into a group of young kids out there. Hopefully everyone's all right.
So now it's 2-2. They got the netting. Unfortunately, that is over to the left, so they don't have the netting over, but they do have the netting in front of. 2-2 count. Swings and misses, dropped or a strike. Lindquist throws to Muncie. It is offline, and he tried to make the tag but couldn't do it. He is safe. And Braden Nye being able to notice the drop third strike and beat out the throw. And that will bring up Evan Brock.
That's going to get scored a strikeout and an E2, Aaron Branson Lindquist.
And again, those extra outs are momentum killers.
What should have been a 1-2-3 inning is extended now for Evan Brock.
And that one, good stop by Lindquist. Ball one. Again, Braden I. A decent lead, throws to the plate. And Tatar is quickly behind 2-0.
Brock with a couple of RBIs back in the first inning. Gave the Muckdogs the 3-2 lead at the time.
So here we go. Ooh, and that one is outside for a ball. It is 3-0, and I noticed how Braden I took a secondary lead before Tatar came set. Maybe trying to get into Tatar's mind.
At this point, you have to wonder, how is that sun peeking over left field? How's that affecting the hitters?
That one catches the zone. What do you call that? The go and get 'em pitch?
You gotta have it.
Gotta have it pitch. It is now 3-1. Braden I at first. So hopefully Tatar can come back. And that is ball 4. It doesn't matter. The steal would not count as it was ball 4. And that brings up Miles Manel. I think Lindquist
First up, number 8,
was the habit of throwing on the steal, but it was unfortunately ball 4.
Nothing wrong with that, though. It's practice. And it also kind of shows them that they might not want to steal on Lindquist because he has been money on all those throws down to second.
Yes. So the 0-0 count to Manel, and that one is up. That misses for a ball. That is 1-0.
Now Tatar's mission is rather simple. Just try to get out of the inning without giving up any damage.
I was surprised that Enders is at second. And a good stop by Lindquist. As it is 2-0.
Well, for Enders to be behind the runner at second, that's his job. That's his position with the right-handed hitter up. You have a left-handed hitter up, and that's going to be Blake Herman that's going to be covering that.
He might want to place it opposite field. Here comes Miles Manel, the pitch. Swings and misses. And now it's 2-1. And again, there's a big gap there between second and first, as Muncie is very close to first.
You know, you figure if he's able to shoot the gap and get the base hit, more power to him.
That one is inside for a ball. It is 3-1 to Miles Manel.
And these wheels are really starting to fall off for Tatar. Can't tell. It looks like there is action in the bullpen for the Skunks. Can't quite tell from here, though.
I'm not too sure if that was the same one they had warming up in the last inning or if that was a completely different one. So here comes the 3-1 to Manel. And that one is away, and now the bases are loaded again. That will bring up Luke Rybczynski. And I apologize if I have butchered that name. I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce it.
Rybczynski.
Rybczynski.
And that is going to do it as Joe Riedlock comes out and makes the call to the bullpen. Bases loaded, 2 down. New pitcher coming in. We'll be back.
Well, that never happened to me while I was doing that. I mean, they haven't had a new pitcher when I was doing it, so I don't know. I don't know how that works. They came into this inning with all the momentum, and then they lost it. that number. That is number 29? Can't turn. Has it been over an hour? What?
Well, it's still about an hour. Back here at Dwyer Stadium, new pitcher is Camp Churchill, and he has some damage to, or a jam to work out of, and Jalen Ferguson here to tell you all about it.
Yes, they only need one out to get out of this inning. Again, Churchill, he's been in this situation against the Oilers. Just go at him. Hopefully they can put the ball in play and limit the damage here, which is bases loaded. As the 0-0 pitch to Rybczynski, and that one is a strike, so it'll be 0-1. Started off with an off-speed there.
And this changes the dynamic of this at-bat. Rybczynski was coming in, facing a pitcher that was starting to run out of some gas here. And now he's essentially a leadoff hitter with the bases loaded.
And that one is hit, and that one gets through. A run scores. The throw to the plate will not be in time. And the runner from second goes to third. And Rybczynski goes to second, and so two come across to score for the Muckdogs. And so now they take the lead. It'll be 5-3 here in Dwyer Stadium. And I thought he was going to hit it into the gap between second and first, but instead he hit it through third and short.
And that all stems from the error on the strikeout attempt.
So here comes Michael Wheelahan. Hit to short, throws to Muncie, and it's in time, and that will be it. Two runs come across on one hit, no errors, and one left on. We'll go to the top of the fourth. It is a 5-3 ball game.
Top of the fourth inning here at Dwyer Stadium. It will be Fetchick, Enders, and Muncie. And Jalen Ferguson here to tell you all about it.
Thank you. As Fetchick watches the first pitch strike. It is quickly 0-1.
Jake Sliz on the mound for his fourth inning of work. He has been pretty efficient up to this point.
He has only given up 3 runs here tonight. One is inside for a ball. I got to admire that he was able to sit there and take that inside pitch. It was very close to hitting him in the feet.
He is at around the 40 pitch mark. Ryan Tatar in his Tarp Skunks debut went 61.
Both pitchers.
Let's give you actually the line on Tatar here in a moment after this next pitch.
Well, the 1-1. That one again is in the dirt for 2-1 now.
2 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 looking. Faced 17 batters and threw 61 pitches, 33 for strikes.
The 2-1, that one is hit, foul down the right field line. Looked like it was aiming for the parking lot.
Are you aiming for those cars?
Probably not aiming for them. Just happened to hit one of those cars, I don't think. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. He wanted to swing, checked, appeal to first. No swing, says the first plate umpire.
That was a tough call. It could have gone either way. That was excellent job by Fetchick to hold up.
So now 3-2 pitch to Fetchick. And that one inside, and he takes his base to first. And that will bring up Jackson Enders.
4th consecutive Tarp Skunk to lead off an inning, getting on base.
And again, that's the thing with the Tarp Skunks is they're able to get on base, but right now they're just not hitting it in the spots that they need to hit it, even though they do have 3 runs more than what they had last night.
Trying to forget last night.
That was something. As the 0 counts, and that one is inside for a strike.
Jackson Enders lined out to second his first time up.
And they're still putting the ball in play. It's the 0-1 and fouled. I'm not too sure where that went. I think that went down the right field line. So now Enders is quickly behind 0-2. He's going to have to protect now.
I doubt we'd see Fetchick try to take off here. Very modest lead off first.
It is. That one is outside for a ball. It is 1-2. And yes, very conservative lead at first. In fact, I think he was leaning towards the base.
He actually took a couple steps back toward the bag as the pitch was coming out of Sliz's hand.
Maybe he's... That one, he got jammed up and fouled it off again down the right field line.
That's definitely a protect pitch. A breaking ball that was coming over the inside corner broke in on his hands as he swung and luckily able to make contact and follow it off to stay alive.
Yes, you got to protect. So here goes the 1-2 pitch to Enders as he calls time. It was a good move by him. I mean, he's down in the count. Want to extend this at bat as long as possible. And then the umpire is talking to the Tarp Skunks manager, Joe Riedebach.
Not sure what this conversation's about. Now the field umpire talking to Sliz. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. I guess they were trying to get those foul balls back or something.
possibly ran out of baseballs. I don't know.
So we'll finally start the 1-2 pitch to Jackson Enders with Fetchick at first and slits throws to first, not in time as Fetchick is back in safely.
Fetchick didn't even need to trot back. It was like sidestep there. Now he's taking a larger lead.
But he stepped back to the bag there. And the pitch, and that one is hit to center. And that drops in front of him, and that will be a base hit for Jackson Enders. And so now the Tarp Skunks again with 2 on and no outs.
Glenn Brooks looked like he had a hard time reading that one off the bat. Did a good job, though, kind of fooled Fetchick and made him hold up there. Otherwise, Fetchick could have been first to third.
And I think the manager walking to the mound, I don't think they're going to take him out of the game just yet.
I think this might be just an arm check. How's your arm doing? How many more innings do you got? How many more pitches do you got? And, you know, be aware, hey, we got a 2-run lead. We need to lock this down and keep the Skunks from scoring.
As Matt Muncy is up to bat as he hit a single in his last at-bat.
Was thrown out at second as part of the inning double play, the leading out there.
I haven't really been seeing those double plays as the home plate umpire coming to break up this conversation here. Yeah, I think you're right. It might be an arm check because he's been up there for a while.
I don't know why the home plate umpire is out there to break up the tea party, but I don't know why he's allowing him that much time. Is that did the home plate umpire just give a warning?
I think he did.
That looked like a warning to the Batavia bench.
Yeah, he was up there for quite a while, but like you said, it might have been an arm check. Was not too sure, but again, also like you said, we're up on this lead. So here comes Nate Muncy up to hit.
Best opportunity he's had all day.
Now his first pitch is strike one, and yes, this is a perfect opportunity for him as he singled with nobody on base. Let's see if he can put the ball in play with 2 on base.
And nobody out here.
It's the second inning. They had no outs and 2 on. That one gets past the catcher, and both runners advance, and now Nate Muncy has 2 in scoring position. Fetchick at third and Enders at second. Muncy at the plate, and it is a 1-1 count.
It's a rare pass ball. I wouldn't even call that a pass ball. That was in the dirt. I'd call that a wild pitch.
He did try to block it. 1-1. And that one hit down the left field line, fouled. And now it is 1-2 for Nate Muncy.
India Model Glass called Tri-County Glass in Batavia.
And again, the sun dominating the left part of our screen here. Do apologize for the tinted view, but without the sunglasses blocking the lens, you would get no video whatsoever.
And so the 1-2 swings and misses it, gets behind the catcher, and Fetchick is safe. And now we are chipping on this lead as the Tarp Skunks add a run. It is 4-5. And the Muckdogs manager coming back out here to argue another play.
And I don't know how much patience the home plate umpire is going to have with him. He's already warned him. He's already been chipping at him. And he's saying that's enough. I don't know how much leash he's going to give him. No pun intended.
I just caught that joke that you just said.
I didn't even
Or no.
realize I made it until I did. He survives not getting ejected. Tarp Skunks. Wow.
So now they'll bring up Branston Lindquist.
It's amazing the correlations in this game. The Muckdogs score a run because of the strikeout and the error, and now the Tarp Skunks get a run on a strikeout and a pass ball.
And now the manager's motioning to the bullpen. That'll be it for the starting pitcher. Tarp Skunks up or down 4-5. We'll come back after this.
Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks. Touch 'em all, Paul. It's 6-0 Tarp Skunks.
And that is the start that you want. You cannot ask for a better start. Putting up 6 in the first inning.
Back here at Dwyer Stadium, the new pitcher for the Muckdogs is Jack Page. He will replace Jake Sliz, who had a pretty decent outing. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 runs, only 1 of those earned, walked 3, struck out 3, but he is responsible for the 2 runners on. And Page will see if he can shut the door of the Tarp Skunks, looking to retake the lead here. Down 1. And Jalen Ferguson here to tell you about it.
Yes, they put a righty on a righty. The first pitch is a strike. So now Branston is behind the count. 0-1. First and third here. Enders at third. Fetchick, or no, not Fetchick. Muncie at first. Swings and misses, and so now it is.
Enders at third, Muncie at first.
Fetchick.
And a ground ball could score a run here.
This thing still got no outs on them. Ooh, that was beautiful, but it misses. It'll be ball 1.
That has to be one of the filthiest curveballs I have ever seen. And I don't know how that wasn't called a strike.
Yes. So the 1-2 swings and misses, and Branston is retired. And that will bring up Anthony Trommer, the right fielder.
Right fielder number 11, Anthony Trommer.
Second strikeout of the inning for the Muckdogs, but only 1 out recorded.
That's right, because Muncie advanced on the wild pitch strikeout.
Yep.
So here goes the 0 count. And home plate umpire says he went. Or no, that was called on the pitch.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. Right on the corner, fastball zipping from left to right.
So now it's a 0-1 count. And that one is hit. Out to right, and Enders he wanted to go, but he held up, and so we still have runners at first and third with 2 outs, and that will bring up the bottom of the lineup, Matthew Dumas.
Even with Ender's speed, it was just hit way too short. Would have been way too much of a risk, and they'll trust Dumas, who's been hitting the ball rather well so far this season. He only had 1 plate appearance today so far and was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Now looking for perhaps a little revenge.
So here comes the 0-0 count. And that one misses the zone. There's ball 1, and it looked like Romich pitched out, tried to throw. But again, when you have runners at first and third, you might see Muncie go to second. As he is, that one, no, was a fake steal. But the pitch was called strike, so now it's 1-1.
I think the distraction antics not having much effect on Jack Page. As
Throws it
over
to first.
And wow.
And that was pretty close.
Well, the Muckdogs got one, and now the Tarp Skunks got the same thing. Again, not sliding into the bag, and almost got picked.
So now it's a 1-1 count to Dumas. Muncie at first. Oh, and that one hit him. That one hit him, I think. So Enders is gonna go back to third.
Jackson Enders trying to sell it like it was a pass ball and not a hit by pitch. Tried to score the run, but hopefully the umpires, nice try, dead ball, go back to third. But now the Skunks with the bases loaded and Grant Moore.
Yes, a force full of Skunks, like you would say. And Grant Moore, this is an at-bat you don't want to miss here. That one is up high for a ball, and it is 1-0 to Grant Moore. I gotta say,
Moore's hit a ton of extra base hits this year.
if there's anybody you want to in this position with runners in scoring position, it is Grant Moore as he watches another pitch for ball 2. It is 2-0.
No official at-bats today, hit by a pitch and walked. Scored a run, scored the first run of the ball game back in the first.
So here comes the 2-0 pitch to Grant Moore. That one is in there for a strike. Enders at third, Muncie at second, and Dumas at first. 2-1 to Grant Moore. That one is inside for a ball. And it is 3-1 the count. A little bit up at his head.
Moore will take an RBI any way he can get it to tie this ball game, and that includes a walk. Would like to put it in play to get a couple runs home. Everyone will be moving on contact.
Here comes the 3-1. And again, ball 4. And Enders is finally going to be able to touch the plate. And the Tarp Skunks have tied this ball game. And that will bring up Blake Herman.
Herman, who's excelled with runners on base this season so far, leading the Skunks with, I think, 5 RBIs at this point. Looking to add on a few more here.
That one is up for a ball, 1-0. And I'm noticing those flags in dead center have not moved. I don't think wind is a factor at all over here.
Not at all. It is a still beautiful night, which means that ball is going to fly off the bat.
So 1-0. That one catches the zone. Strike 1.
And what I've noticed out of Page so far is that his breaking stuff less likely to be called strikes on a take. Fastball's definitely there.
The 1-1. That one is hit back up the middle. Can it get through? No, it doesn't. Throws to second, and he's out. So 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It is a tie ball game, and we'll bring this back to you after this.
Ramos leading off for the Muckdogs, and then the top of the order for David and Roke, and Camp Churchill on the mound for his second inning of work, and Jalen Ferguson with his.
So that one is hit straight to Muncie, and he's going to run, step on first for the out, and quickly one away here to start off the bottom of the fourth.
You got to love those one pitch, one out scenarios.
I'm Churchill. I would take that. Here comes Jalen David.
David on the day led off the game for the Muckdogs with a triple, scored a run on Roke's base hit. He's also popped out to second. So third at bat, 1 for 2 on the day.
That first pitch was inside for a ball, 1-0. And I'm noticing that Caleb Jordan is a little inside there. That one is hit out to center. And he makes the catch for the out. So now quickly 2 away here to start off the bottom of the fourth. And that will bring up Glenn Brooks.
2 pitches, 2 outs. And, you know, what is it? The immaculate inning?
The immaculate inning.
9 straight strikes. What is a 3-pitch inning called?
I think
A miracle?
I think that would also be called an immaculate inning, but yes, I say that's unheard of. As the 0-1, that one is inside for a ball.
Well, now it becomes a moot point.
Maybe it was the commentator's curse?
Probably. I screw everything up. What can I say?
The
Jalen
one-
Roke batting 1 for 2, strikeout and a hit, and scored a run.
It is in the dirt for ball 2.
I've been told this is the reason we can't have nice things.
The commentator's curse?
Yeah, that's come back to bite me a couple times.
As that one is hit out to left. That sun is in my face, and that one is fouled.
Yeah, that is a brutal angle. That sun, you can see it creeping in on the left-hand side of the screen, has maybe about another 10, 15 minutes before it dips behind the trees.
I saw Dumas. He was on his horse to get that one.
I just see sunspots in my vision.
So 2-1 the count, and swing and a miss. And so now it is a full count now, or an even count, 2-2. To Glenn Brooks. So the 2-2. Ooh, that was pretty close. That one misses. It's a full count. 3-2. Lindquist tried to frame that for the umpire, but he didn't get that one. So here's the 3-2 pitch. And swing and a miss. And the Muckdogs go down 1-2-3 here. We go to the top of the 5th. It is still a 5-5 ball game.
Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game. As the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks. Touch 'em all, Paul. It's 6-0 Tarp Skunks.
And that is the start that you want. You cannot ask for a better start. Putting up 6 in the first inning. And we start the top of the 5th here. Jordan Weeks and Fetchick due up, and here to call it, it is Dre Guinness.
Thank you very much, Jalen. As we are in the top of the 5th inning, Jack Page on for his 2nd inning of work, facing 3-4-5. And the first pitch into Caleb Jordan. He's taken high for a ball, 1-0. Tarp Skunks scored 2 in the top of the first inning. Batavia responding with 3 in the bottom of the frame. As there's a ground ball up the middle, picked up at second, throw on the first.
No, he didn't throw. He didn't have a good hand on it.
I was ahead of the throw. And a question, are they going to score it as an error, or are they going to give him the base hit? We will see.
I think it's just going to be a base hit because he didn't make a throw, and it was a clean come up with the ball. He just didn't have a good hand on it. Oh, no, they scored it at E4.
Oh, they did score it on the air. Okay. So Jordan aboard on the air. And for the 5th consecutive inning, leadoff batter able to get on. Eric Weeks now steps in as the throw over to first is not in time. We'll be able to take the sun shield off the camera here probably in between innings. Or at some point if there's a pitch change as the first pitch comes in for a strike. 0-1 the count. For Weeks in his debut, he struck out and reached on an air. Looking to get his first hit of his Tarp Skunks season. And the pitch. Taken on the outside corner, a breaking ball that found the zone. 0-2 the count.
He's going to have to protect here. Falls behind 0-2.
Jordan taking a moderate lead off first. And the pitch. Breaking ball off the plate. Up a little high.
I did like that good idea there. It was a pretty nasty off-speed pitch, but unfortunately he just missed it.
So now 1-2 to the Tarp Skunks extra hitter. Ball in the dirt, snap throw over to first, and Jordan able to scramble back.
I thought he was going to slide back in the first, but again, it's with that fake steal.
It almost looked like he was like in the middle of making a decision before he got to the bag. 2-2 the count, the pitch. Swing! And a miss, and Weeks goes down on strikes. So first out of the inning, and that will bring up the extra hitter, Heath Fetchick.
And Heath Fetchick, he did come around to score his last time out on the field.
Snap throw to first, and that was a lot closer for Jordan. Diving back in.
In fact, Fetchick was the one that put up the 4 when he came across to score.
Pitch coming in, called the ball, and it's 1-0. He struck out and walked, so 0 for 1 officially has scored a run here. Ooh. That one fouled off to the right-hand side and out of play. And the count goes to 1 apiece.
That hit the visitors' locker room over there.
That'll wake you up. Runner goes, pitch taken high for a ball, throw into second, bounces. And Cooper Romick having issues behind the plate. That is the 5th Tarp Skunks stolen base today.
Now, I will say, Weeks didn't have that much, or Jordan didn't have that much of a lead there.
Hey, there we go. We have a normal view now. That one taken for a strike.
On that steal, I don't think he got a good jump on that throw, but it's a good that the throw was offline. That would have been close.
Sun's still affecting the camera a little bit, so we will be on the radio mode here for just a moment. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Very bright stadium here. There's the lights just now coming on and the sun behind the trees. Two pitch misses up high, 3-2, and a full count for Fetchik.
And like you said, bright. But here's the thing, though. They've turned on the lights here, so I don't think that might factor in this camera, but hopefully it doesn't.
Well, this camera not the best thing I've ever bought on, Tino. As that one called strike 3, Fetchik was already 4 feet walking to the bag, and the home plate umpire rang him up. 2 down now. And Jackson Enders step into the plate.
Yeah, he did walk towards first. He was kind of surprised that he got the strikeout there.
So now 2 down, runner at second. Enders singled and scored a run last inning. As that one outside for a ball. 1-0. That was a little deceptive on the home plate umpire. I thought he actually called that a strike for a second, but
It was
waving it off is outside.
It's back to like what he did back in the first inning where he waved it off.
There is a foul down the third base side.
And he's pulling these. You gotta straighten these out just a little bit.
We're about, I'd say, 5 minutes away from keeping a full stream here. And the pitch, no. Steps off, looks back at second. One the count. And the pitch. That one taken up high for a ball, 2-1.
Yeah, that was up high. Just missed it there. Hopefully he can drive one in and bring Caleb Jordan across the plate to take the lead.
So now 2-1. That one up and away, 3-1. So Jack Page struggling a little bit here to put Enders away. 2 strikeouts in a row, and then goes 3-1 to the Tarp Skunks second baseman, and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and we go full.
Yeah, he is trying to struggle. He is struggling to take Enders out, but Enders is pretty tough to take out. I mean, knows how to protect.
That one way outside, and Enders draws the 2-out walk. And that's going to give Nate Muncy another chance.
First baseman number 44, Nate Muncy.
So here comes Nate Muncy. Got on via a walk.
First pitch to Muncy, fouled off. And it's 0-1.
Now, I don't know where the ball went once it hit the bat.
Oh, and 1 the count, 2 down, 2 on. Tarp Skunks and Muckdogs tied at 5 as there's a weak chopper to second. Picked up by Wheelahan, throw on to first, and the side's retired. No runs come across, no hits, 2 runners left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, still tied at 5.
And here we go, back to the top of, or the bottom of the fifth inning. It'll be Romich, I, and Brock. And here to tell all about it is Dre Guinness.
All right, as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning now. Still tied at 5. Camp Churchill on the mound starting his next inning of work. First pitch in the dirt and away. 1-0 the count. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball comes in and hits him.
And you
Did not like that. So.
you look at Churchill. He did not intend to do that.
I don't think you're going to find anyone intending to hit anyone in this league. That's not the kind of league that this is it. As a matter of fact, I've seen some, chippy, touchy moments here in the PGCBL, but I would never say anything as like an intentional hit by pitch or anything. So we are trying to get this lighting and this camera working. There we go. So now with a runner on, Cooper Romick comes up. Longtime Tarp Skunk arch nemesis. And the first pitch fouled off. To the right side and out of play, and that's 0-1.
And Romick, again, he went 1 for 2 last game.
Today he struck out and flown out to center. 0 for 2. Churchill comes set, checking the runner at first. Kicks and throws. Runner goes. Pitch is taken for a ball. Throw is offline. It goes into center field. Rounding second and going into third. And the throw gets behind and goes all the way to the dugout. And the Muckdogs are going to score a run on a 3-base error and take a 6-5 lead.
See, I knew something deep in my mind thought he was going to go. He was very stationary on that lead. Kind of thought he was going. And then those offline throws did not help that situation. And actually, it helped him go across to score.
2 errors on the play. 1 on Lindquist, 1 on Enders. And it's 0-1 the count.
You know, if
Make
you're
it
Churchill,
1-1.
if you're Churchill, there's nobody on. Take a breather.
That is frustration beyond belief. 'Cause that one's outside 2-1.
Again, you know, there's nobody on and no outs. It's almost like it's a do-over. Even though he did give up a run, you just got to keep that in the back of your mind and start all over.
As that one's grounded to third, picked up, throw on to first. Caleb Jordan throws him out. And there's 1 away.
That's a good momentum starter there. A quick out right there.
Number 17, Braden I.
You know, as a middle infielder, one of the things that my coach has always taught me is that on a play like that, if you're going to retrieve the baseball, and I'm referring here to Enders, is that you eat that ball, give him the base, don't put yourself in a position where you're going to give him an extra base and a run. As Brandon I stands in.
Yeah, I was thinking about those. I was going to say, would you just eat it and just let him have that base at third?
Absolutely. There's a shot out to left field. And there to make the catch is Dumas, and 2 away.
And Dumas kind of outrun that fly ball. He had to jump a little bit to get it. Kind of ran too far forward for it.
So now with 2 down, Evan Brock comes up. He has doubled and walked, scored a run. And the first pitch, way outside for a ball, 1-0.
But again, Tom Churchill.
No action in the bullpen.
Churchill, you just got to use those 2 quick outs. You know, this inning wasn't quick giving up that run, but still momentum.
Is that one taken for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, it is kind of strange. You don't see any action in the bullpen for the Tarp Skunks.
Well, Churchill hasn't pitched himself into a situation where Coach Riedebach needs to get anybody up. He has pitched well, and, you know, that one taken for a strike, and it's now 2-1.
Yeah, he only gave up 1 run. Other than that,
And that wasn't even an earned run.
it wasn't.
No. There's a ground ball to short, picked up by Herman, throw on to first, and the inning is over. But the Muckdogs take the lead on 2 errors. We go to the top of the 6th inning. It is 6-5 Batavia.
In the top of the 6th inning, Lindquist, Trummer, and Dumas up to the plate, and here to talk about it is Dre Guinness.
All right, here we go. Top of the 6th inning in a hotly contested ball game. As it is going to be Muncie, Lindquist, and Tromer. First pitch to Branson Lindquist, taken on the outside for a strike, 0-1.
Lindquist has to get on base here.
Looks that one in the dirt, 1-1.
That was pretty good not fastball, off speed there. It was up high and then dropped down.
The 1-1 pitch. There's a chopper toward short, picked up by Monell, throw on to first, and the first out of the inning, and that breaks the streak of consecutive leadoff hits for base runner as Anthony Trommer stands in. And the first pitch, swing and a miss.
Man, starting this at bat, very aggressive. Swung at the first pitch.
For Trommer struck out his last time out. 0 for 2 on the day. Cut on and missed 0-2.
Trommer is starting off the season pretty rocky. He's only gotten on base via walks. Hasn't gotten a hit yet to start off this season.
The 0-2. Going up high for a ball, 1-2.
The good thing about Trommer is that even though he hasn't gotten on base via hits, he's still gotten on base.
Definitely the Billy Bean type player, as that one's cut on and missed. Ball drop, picked up, throw down to first, and this time
For Jamestown in
the strikeout
inning,
completed with
no
no extracurricular activities. 2 down.
He had a wide swing that was inside, but once he noticed he dropped the third strike, he just trotted up to first. That brings in Matthew Dumas.
Dumas has been hit by a pitch twice as he hits one out to right underneath it, but no, unable to make the catch is David. It drops in front of him and a 2-out single for Matthew Dumas.
I thought he had that. How that came up, I thought he had it to set a 1-2-3, but it fell right in front of him.
You know, again, we can't see the ball from our location very well. It just blades into that twilight sky. So we're reading the player, and he was just trotting in like he had a beat on it. As Grant Moore squares around, pulls the bat back. Ball 1 up high.
I do think that Grant Moore can get a bunt down. If he does get a bunt down, I think he could beat it out.
1-0 pitch. Taken down in the dirt, 2-0.
And I'm looking at where Evan Brock is, a little bit towards shortstop.
Snap throw over to first, and diving back is Dumas. Dumas not afraid to steal a bag.
He's done it multiple times. He has that speed.
2-0 pitch. Runner goes. Throw down to second, and Dumas slides under the tag.
Yeah, that was a good steal. Like I said, I think he could beat it, and he did. But Romich hasn't been that accurate on his throws to second, but this time it was very close.
I think that is either the 6th or 7th stolen base for the Tarp Skunks in this game off of Romich.
The aggressive base running has really kept them in this game.
3-0 comes in and hits Moore, and he is upset at that one, and you can't blame him for that.
Good thing for the elbow pad. That hit him square in the elbow pad as it made a loud noise.
Shortstop number 18, Blake Turner.
As he is walking it off. Yeah, he's walking it off.
He is not happy in this copyrighted broadcast of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is presented by authority of the Jamestown Tarp Skunks and is intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any broadcast, retransmission, or any other use or of the description or account of this game without the express written consent of the Tarp Skunks is prohibited. As that one fouled down the left side, and it's 0-1.
Yes, don't use our stuff or the legendary Drake Guinness will get you.
I mean, I can be bribed. I'm not the one they need to get the written permission from. And time called now. Kind of begs the question, who actually would give the written permission?
Probably Christian, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, of course, players and players' families, they have implied permission, so. Breaking ball finds the zone there for a strike.
Yeah, I mean, you got two fast players on the base path. I would have said if you're going to go, just go. But they were trying to get into the pitcher's head.
2 down, 0-2 the count. Tarp Skunks trying to even this game back up. And the pitch. And that one's fouled back out of play. And it'll be 0-2 again.
Good job by Herman being able to protect here with an 0-2 count. Again, nothing close.
Herman looking for something he can drive, possibly take the other way into the gap in right center field. That thing is huge out there. Runners go. Pitch is swung on, grounded towards short, picked up by Monil. Throw on to first. No, he throws it to the plate, and he is out.
For Jamestown in the top of the 6th inning. No runs down to 1 hit.
That is going to be argued by Coach Riedebach, and we're going to send it to a break. Dumas thrown out at the plate to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Muckdogs still up 6-5. Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks. Touch 'em all, Paul. It's 6-0 Tarp Skunks.
And that is the start that you want. You cannot ask for a better start. Putting up 6 in the first inning. Here at the bottom of the 6th, it'll be Manel Rebzinski and Willihan, and here to call it is Dragonis.
As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, Camp Churchill back on the mound, and the first pitch to Monil taken for a strike, 0-1.
I'm still puzzled by that last play and the top of the 6th.
I don't know. Dumas turned the corner, headed to the plate. Would have figured, as that one poured in for a strike and quickly 0-2 to Monel, I would have figured that they would have gone the long way to first to get Herman. That looked like an easier play, but for some reason, they came home and forced a tag play on Dumas, and somehow he was called out on the tag.
Well, Herman beat out the throw to first on that play, and I thought Dumas had the speed to get a hand in, but that was not an easy play.
That was one of the most gutsy plays I have ever seen like that. As that one comes in, evens the count at 2 apiece.
That's the thing with the aggressive base running. Even though the aggressive base running has kept the Tarp Skunks in this game, but that's what did it in.
As that one misses inside 3-2. The thing that's killing the Tarp Skunks tonight is 1 for 14 with runners in scoring position. You don't win games 1 for 14 with runners in scoring position. And that one fouled back, and we'll do 3-2 all over again.
You know, that kind of begs the question, Dumas really wanted that score to tie the game there. It was unfortunate that hit didn't even leave the infield.
3-2, that one fouled. And a pretty good battle between Monell and Churchill.
Yeah, Monell shortening it up, staying alive in this at-bat, and it has to be frustrating when you have to do a count all over again.
Out of 83 pitches the Tarp Skunks have thrown, only 45 for strikes, 38 for balls. We'll add another strike in the column. It's still 3-2.
This is the 9th pitch in this at-bat. That is how you fight.
Yep. There's a ground ball to short. Herman on the backhand can't corral it. It trickles into shallow left. And that is going to put Monell on. We'll see. They're going to score that a hit.
Yeah, they scored that a hit right there. I think he got a bad read on it. Got a bad jump on that one, so they scored it a hit.
Tarp Skunks on the road tomorrow to take on the Newark Pilots. That game will be on the Newark Pilot YouTube channel only. On Saturday up in Niagara to take on the Ironbacks in Canada. That one also on the Ironbacks only YouTube page. And then Saturday, Tarp Skunks at the Niagara Falls Americans. We will be there to bring that one to you. As the first pitch to Rybczynski misses for a ball, 1-0.
You know, the funny thing about Niagara Falls is I didn't know this, but they are very close to the actual landmark of Niagara Falls.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're like 3 miles away.
Well, if you get there early, you got something to do. Is that pitch way up high for a ball, 2-0?
Unfortunately, I cannot dictate how fast we get there.
That's true.
But it would be a sight to see.
I mean, I've been there. It's nice. So from what I understand, it's better on the Canadian side. 2-0, swing and a miss. 2-1.
Niagara Falls is a place not a lot of people talk about that much. Except for the movie Up.
Yep, or the old Charlie Chaplin era movies where people would go over the barrels in the falls. There's a ground ball too short. That could be 2. Herman steps on the bag for 1, throwing a first in time. A double play.
Yeah, and I saw that Enders thought he was going to get the throw to second, but Herman stepped on the bat himself and then threw it. That left his hand pretty fast to get the out.
And that, I think, was the right decision. If he had tossed it to Enders, Enders would have had to receive, pivot, and throw. And as it was, Herman got him by a half a step. Good decision by Herman. 2 down now, base is empty. And that is going to bring up Mike Wheelahan.
Good thing by Herman taking that himself. And now there's nobody on. Second pitch was a ball. 2-0.
And that's not what you want to do when you wipe the bags clean with a double play, is go 2-0 to the next batter that you're facing. That's what he's done here. Wheelahan stands in. Bat still against his back. And a slider finds the zone for a strike. 2-1.
Still being able to fight back.
We'll be back at Dietrich Park on Tuesday as the Niagara Falls Americans come in to take on the Tarp Skunks. 11 o'clock first pitch as there's a ground ball foul down the third base line, and
that'll be
count evens to 2.
That game will be Kids Day.
Oh yeah, that is going to be a loud day. Always an energetic day, and even on days where I forget my cup of coffee, I get that adrenaline rush as that one's popped up behind the plate. Lindquist puts it away, and we go to the top of the 7th inning. Batavia still leads 6-5. Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks. Touch 'em all, Paul. It's 6-0 Tarp Skunks.
and that is the start that you want. You cannot ask for a better start. Putting up 6 in the first inning.
As we go to the top of the 7th inning, Batavia holding on to a 6-5 lead. It will be 3-4-5 due up for the Tarp Skunks, Jordan, Weeks, and Fetching. And here to tell you all about it, as well as the new pitcher, it is Jalen Ferguson.
38, Caleb Jordan.
Let's see how Caleb Jordan does against this new pitcher.
Don't have a name on him yet. He's wearing 77. And we do not have a Batavia roster as of yet. It is not on their website.
And I looked to my right. There is action in the Tarp Skunks bullpen. We'll see who that is when we get to the bottom of the 7th.
Well, Churchill going 3 1/3, 2 hits, a run, facing 12 batters. Struck out 1, walked none. Good outing.
It was the first pitch taken for a ball, and yes, that was a pretty good outing. Even though he's given up, I want to say, 1 run.
I don't think he didn't give up a run.
Oh, he didn't.
He was the victim of 2 errors that cost him a run. That run that came in not earned.
Right. Still a pretty good outing.
Absolutely. I'll take that all day long and twice on Sunday, especially on a doubleheader.
And the second pitch was called for a ball, and but this one was called strike. And Churchill, if I'm not mistaken, he had a really good outing against Olean 2 nights ago.
Yeah, he came he was in the middle of that pitcher's parade.
And that one catches the zone for a strike, and then Caleb finds himself at an even count. It is 2-2.
Little slide piece tailing away from him, catching him at the knees.
So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And he watches that one for a backwards K. First out is a strikeout, and that will bring up Eric Weeks, the designated hitter.
That was a terrible call. I don't know. I mean, you could see it from here. The ball was at the letters, and I don't know if Jordan said something to the home plate umpire and he wanted to get rid of him, but a very dubious strikeout.
Well, I was at the letters, but could also be because Caleb Jordan is pretty tall. Could be a factor.
Well, the strike zone is supposed to be.
First pitch was called strike.
Strike zone is supposed to be knees to belt in the major leagues. Here it moves up to around the numbers on the bottom of the jersey.
That one is outside for a ball.
That one almost in the same location that he rang up Jordan on.
Yes, Jordan was pretty inside. Now that I think about it. Yeah, you're right, that was a bad call.
So 1-1 the count.
That one is fouled to the roof of the press box. So now it's 1-2 the count for Eric Weeks. And what is his day looking like?
Not good for Weeks. Couple strikeouts, reached on an error.
So 1-2. That one is hit. And that one is into the Tarp Skunks bullpen. It'll be a foul ball. And I'm having a hard time trying to read these foul balls because once it leaves the bat, I have no clue. Kind of watching where the players are motioning to help me out.
Get you a name finally on the new Batavia pitcher, Walter Garrett.
Walter Garrett.
Tall left-hander.
Is pretty tall on that mound. The 1-2. That one is hit. And again, it's fouled down the right field line. Just hitting the tarp in right field.
Well, if there's one thing Weeks excels at is staying alive in at-bats, working himself back in to get the opportunity to drive something. Saw it a lot last year. Expect to see a lot of it this year.
Again, that's what you want to do to a new pitcher. You want to make him run up this pitch count and get him tired very quickly. The 1-2 again. That one is outside for ball 2. 2-2 is the count.
That one just a bit outside. And by just, I mean about 4 feet.
Yes.
I miss Bob Euchre.
He was the Brewers. As that one is hit to second. Throw on the first. A routine play to retire Weeks so quickly 2 away, and that will bring up Heath Fetchick, the extra hitter.
Fetchick has walked, struck out twice.
And Euchre is he used to be for the Brewers, am I not mistaken?
For the Milwaukee Brewers, but not only that, but I mean, just a legendary baseball personality. Whether it's on film, whether it's commercials, or just doing interviews, or always had a joke, always had a good smile on his face.
Inside for a ball, 0-1.
And outside Yogi Berra, I think is probably one of the most quotable personalities in baseball that's ever walked the face of the earth.
That one it gets past the catcher, 1-1. Yogi Berra. Is that his nickname or is that his actual name?
Probably his real name. Who knows?
I mean, that is...
Yankee fans know. I don't because I'm not a Yankees fan.
That one is fouled down right side of the field. And we're going to do the 1-2 again. That's a pretty good name, Yogi Berra. I mean, it kind of just writes itself, to be honest.
Yogi Berra, so many famous sayings that, just, I don't know, ridiculous.
That one misses, and the Batavia fans did not like that call. This is now even count 2-2. Yes, famous calls. I mean, I grew up around the Chicago area. That one is hit behind the plate again, but I grew up on Hulk Harrelson.
Oh, I never was a fan of Hawk Harrelson. He was just, I don't know. I just not a fan of his style. Harry Carey I loved.
Harry Carey was also pretty
And I know you spent time down in the Atlanta area, when you had Pete Van Wieren.
One and rings him up. That will be a backwards K. No hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It is still a 6-5 ball game.
New pitcher for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks is going to be the left-hander Jack Santee. Out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, brings in a fastball, slider, curve, and a change. And he will have the responsibility of working the 7th inning on. He will face, for the Batavia Muckdogs, Ramos, and then the top of the order, David and Roque. And once again, it is Jalen Ferguson.
Thank you. This will be Santee's first time pitching this season. So hopefully he doesn't have this problem of location as a lot of pitchers do when it's their first time playing this season.
From Tusculum University, number 34, Joey Socorro.
So here comes
Joey Socorro. He's going to be the pinch hitter.
Joey Socorro. As that one's foul behind the plate. And Joey Socorro, he also was given the pinch hit last time out for the Muckdogs as he put up a 1-2, a single. He came around to score, but was caught striking out as the second pitch was up high for a ball. So now it is a 1-1 count to Joey Socorro. That one is inside. 2-1.
That breaking ball had some wicked break and drop. Kind of when you wish you had one of those TrackMan systems out there just so you can watch the break on the replay.
Yes. You have to defer to the other interns on his. That one. Check swing, but it was inside for a ball. Yeah, 3-1.
No, I think that was a foul ball.
Or foul ball.
I'm seeing 2-2 on the scoreboard.
But he said 3-1. I'm not too sure.
I don't know. I'm just going to leave it as is and we'll see what happens.
That one misses. So, yeah, you were right. 3-2 now. Thought that one was inside. And bounced off the glove of Lindquist. So 3-2 pitch. That one is hit to third on the Muncie, and he is out. And he is retired, and we go back to the top of the lineup. Here is Jalen David, the right fielder.
Nice play by Caleb Jordan over at third base on a sharp ground ball, watching it into his glove and firing a missile across the diamond. Good job by Muncie on the other end, too, to pick that.
A good start for Santee. And a motion bunt and pulls back is ball one. And Jalen David has shown his speed in this game. It's Caleb Jordan in the grass. That one is hit deep to left. Dumas gets under it, makes the catch for the out, and quickly there are two away here in the bottom of the seventh.
That had a scary sound coming off the bat. And I'm going to say I don't think he got all of that because Dumas had to make a beeline back forward, stopping right in front of the warning track. If he had actually gotten full barrel, I think that would have gone off the fence, if not over.
Yeah, I agree. It was pretty scary off the bat and how it hung up there. But gladly, Dumas was able to make the catch, and that brings up Hakeem Roque. And fouled it off behind the plate.
Looking fastball, getting a slider that Santee took something off and way out in front.
We have to mention again the dimensions out in the outfield are pretty shorter compared to how it is in Dietrich. 0-1, and that one catches the zone, and Santee is now ahead in the count, 0-2.
And one of the things that we love doing when we go out on the road is appreciating the backdrop.
And that one is hit down the left field line, fouled.
want to thank Roke for following that one off so I could finish my thought. This is an absolutely gorgeous backdrop.
It
with
is.
the sunset over the trees in center field.
Yes, in this league, I'm noticing there's been a lot of beautiful backdrops. As the 0-2, check swing, appeal to third, or no, said he went around, and that will do it. The Muckdogs go down 1-2-3. We'll come back at the top of the 8th.
Top of the 8th inning here at Dwyer Stadium in Batavia. New pitcher for the Batavia Muckdogs is Eric Woodley, right-hander coming in. The closer for the Muckdogs, and he might have to work 2 innings. Interesting approach at the plate, crouching down on the mound as the first pitch to Jackson Enders. Swung on a miss.
Swung on and missed that one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Jalen Ferguson's inning. I'm tired.
Yes, we all need to go to bed. Swings and misses. And Jackson Enders is now quickly behind 0-2.
I'll take a hot cup of coffee.
A little bit of cup of coffee with shots of espresso.
No, I would like to sleep sometime this century.
The 0-2, that one is hit down the left field line, and that one is going to drop. Jackson Enders leads off the 8th with a single, and that will bring up Nate Muncy to the plate.
Jackson Enders now second hit of the ball game.
Again, you talk about people tearing the cover off the ball. It's Jackson Enders as well.
Heating up. Played in the opening game, took a couple of games off, and now back out there and taking the most advantage of the opportunities given to him.
And that first pitch misses for a ball. Now, while you were talking, I noticed the pitcher squats down before he gets set. The only person I remember doing that in the major leagues is Jordan Romero, as that one is fouled behind the plate.
Almost a little bit of a hybrid between Romero and Craig Kimbrell, except he doesn't stick his arm way out.
I never really understood why Craig Kimbrell did that.
Because closers are weird.
There's the 1-1 with Enders. Fake steal, swing and a miss by Muncy, and now he's down And the count 1-2. That's the thing with the Tarp Skunks. They have been fake stealing a lot. Enders can move. I say go. Pitcher steps off. So the 1-2 pitch to Nate Muncie. That one is
Fouled off his
fouled
foot. Yeah,
off
fouled
his foot.
Yeah.
That was, man, that's pretty good that it fouled off his foot, because that one would have been in play, and they quite possibly could have got 2 outs there.
That's a catch a break right there.
Did catch a break right there. So we're going to do the 1-2 again. Enders jumping at first. And swing and a miss by Muncie. Wanted to run on the drop third strike, but couldn't because Enders is at first. And so now it is 1 away for the Tarp Skunks. That will bring up Branston Lindquist.
Number 45, Branston Lindquist.
Again, pitcher squatting down. Always admire when you do something different. Swing and a miss by Lindquist. And so now it is a 0-1 count.
Lindquist struggling a little bit at the plate at the start of the season. Today, on the day, 0 for 3. Also responsible for one of the 2 errors that allowed the go-ahead run for the Muckdogs to score.
That one is hit down left field line, or right field line, fouled out of play. And so now Branston Lindquist is quickly behind 0-2.
And you wonder, is that in his head? Does he think that, he needs to do something here? And maybe does that change his approach at the plate? I don't know.
He's going to have to put it in play, straighten it out. A good take by Lindquist. As now it is a 1-2 count. When you're down 0-2, you got to protect. If you take on 0-2, you got to be sure that was a ball.
Well, as a catcher, he's got the best view.
And swings and a miss. And now there are 2 strikeouts for the pitcher. And that will bring up Anthony Trommer, the right fielder.
Well, now we know why Eric Woodley is their closer. He throws gas, a little bit of heat, and then more gas. 2 strikeouts here in the inning.
Okay, CJ Dugan is going to pinch hit for Anthony Trommer.
CJ Dugan now batting for Jamestown, number 39.
The umpire making sure he writes that one down, marks off that substitution.
I would love to get my hands on one of those umpire notebooks one day.
That one is foul behind the plate. And into the concourse area, it is 0-1 the counts for Dugan.
That one had some serious velocity on it. I hope nobody got hit by that said foul ball.
Talk about how Woodley is throwing gas. He just got under that. Swings and misses, and now CJ Dugan is quickly behind 0-2.
I don't have a radar gun here, but if I did, I'm guessing that Woodley's bringing 95, maybe topping at 96.
That is MLB level speed. 0-2, a steal, throws to second, and a slide, and it's not in time. It is safe, and now Enders is in scoring position for CJ Dugan.
And yet another stolen base for the Tarp Skunks. I got to get an actual number on that because it's almost double digits.
And they're pretty aggressive on the base path. I say one of the most aggressive base running in the league. They make contact and foul behind the plate.
Whew. He's lucky he made contact at all there.
I thought he swung and missed.
Gonna be honest, so did I.
So now we're gonna do the 1-2 count again. Woodley has to be feeling himself just a little bit.
8th stolen base.
And we're going to ring him up on a backwards K. One left on, no runs, no hits, or one hit. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It is still a 6-5 ball game.
Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks. Touch 'em all, Paul. It's 6-0 Tarp Skunks.
And that is the start that you want. You cannot ask for a better start. Putting up 6 in the first inning.
Bottom of the 8th inning, C.J. Dugan is the new defensive replacement in right field. New pitcher is Chase Barron, and the same old announcer is Jalen Ferguson.
Same old.
Well, I mean, you got 3 games in your belt now.
That is true. As that one is fouled right behind us.
I think that makes you a grizzled young vet.
That does make me old. I'm not old. I'm old in the knees.
That's why I said grizzled young vet.
Grizzled.
Had you fooled there. You thought I was going with the grizzled old.
The 0-1. That one misses in the dirts for ball 1. I am old. I'm old in the knees.
What does that make me?
I don't know.
Ancient Egyptian relic, maybe.
That one misses. That makes you antique.
You know, just because I was alive before fire was invented is, you know, no reason to get personal.
2-1. Swings and misses. And now it is a even count at 2-2.
This mouse has a life of its own. You click it once and it inputs 3 clicks.
A little bit on the delay. 2-2. And that one is in the dirt. 3-2. And now Barron is going to have to give him something here. And Glenn Brooks is going to protect as much as he can with a 3-2 count. A swing and a miss. And that one sits down Glenn Brooks, and that will bring up the catcher, Cooper Romich.
Tonight's Tony's hitting out of the game, the catcher number 47, Cooper Romick.
There's Cooper Romick coming up 0 for 3 today. Normally, in the past couple of years, he has come into games against Jamestown, and you'd see 2 for 4, 3 for 4, 3 for 5. Today, 0 for 3. Very uncharacteristic.
Swing and a miss again.
Also very uncharacteristic that he's allowed 8 stolen bases today.
It is. But for Romick, though, he's had a little bit of a slow start to the season. 0-1 to Romick. And that one catches the zone. And now Romick is quickly behind 0-2. And Barron is starting to get him. But I remember from the Olean game is that he had a lead on the batter, but then he lost it. So hopefully he can sit him down on 3 pitches.
Well, he's out there just to throw fire. He's not there to mess around. You can see it in his delivery.
A swing and a miss, and quickly 2 away on 2 strikeouts. And that will bring up Brandon the catcher.
And Barron matching Woodley, heat for heat, strikeout for strikeout.
Here he goes. That one is fouled down the left field line.
Brandon almost looked a little surprised he made contact.
How that came off the bat sounded kind of awkward.
If Woodley is throwing 95, Barron's throwing 94.9.
That one misses in the dirt. 1-1 is the count. And Lindquist throws that ball away and gives Barron a better one. So the 1-1 count here to Brendan That one is up. And Lindquist couldn't get a hand on it, and they're going to give Barron another new ball.
Yeah, that one it looked like he was reaching back and trying to put a little extra on it. Maybe overthrew and lost his grip.
Did. Just got to focus on the batter now. 2 outs, nobody on. The 2-1. And now Barron is in a 3-1 situation here. As Brandon is ahead in the count 3-1.
See if Barron can get back into the zone here. Close out this bottom half of the inning and give the Tarp Skunks one more shot.
3-1. And that one is in there. 3-2. And Brandon thought that was ball 4.
And that might be a little payback for the one that Caleb Jordan got called out strike 3 on. Same location. I'll give the umpire credit there. It was consistent. Same pitch, same call.
So the 3-2. And that one misses. And the Muckdogs are going to have a base runner. In fact, they haven't had a base runner since the 6th inning, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the last base runner they had was Miles Manil back in the 6th inning, had a base hit and was wiped out on a double play.
And Evan Brock up to bat, and speaking to Miles Manil, he is on deck. And swing and a miss by Evan Brock. And again, I'm looking at Brandon at first base, taking a very aggressive lead off of first. Do you think that Barron's going to give him a look there? Well, he doesn't. Swing and a miss. And now Brock is behind in the count 0-2.
Right about now, I don't think Barron cares about at first.
Yeah, you got to say, he's just focused on getting out of this inning.
Well, the way you look at it is he can't score a run unless you throw a pitch.
So here goes the steal, swing and a miss, and just like that, the side is retired, no hits, 1 left on. We go to the top of the 9th here. It is still a 6-5 ball game.
Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks.
And here we are, the top of the ninth, last chance for the Tarp Skunks, and it is Dumas, Moore, and Herman due up. And here to call, hopefully that's not the last inning, is Dragonis.
All right, here we go. Matthew Dumas has been hit by a pitch twice today as he grounds one to second on the first pitch he sees. Picked up throw and just got it by a step.
I gotta say, even though that was a routine ground ball to second, good job by Dumas not giving up on it and trying to beat it out.
Yeah, Wheelahan almost was a little bit too nonchalant as Dumas tore his way down the line, but close play at first, one away, and that's to the top of the order in Grant Moore. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. Moore coming into the game with a mini 3-game hitting streak. And that is in jeopardy here as he has been hit by a pitch, walked twice, and been hit by a pitch again.
Wow. That one missed. You know, I gotta say, I really don't think if he gets on base every single time but doesn't get a hit, I feel like that should still keep the hitting streak intact.
But he didn't hit the ball.
I know.
It's not any fault of his own. But, I mean, there's a hitting streak and then there's an on-base streak.
He's gotten on base every single game.
Yeah, that he has. 2-1 the count. As Woodley a little wild on the outside corner. There's a fastball chopped on and fouled on an inside fastball. And quickly, 2-2.
For the sake of the hitting streak, I want Grant Moore to get a hit. Well, you want the Tarp Skunks to get a hit anyway, but
I want the next 5 hitters to get a hit. Would bring in at least a couple runs. 2-2. And the pitch way up high, 3-2.
He might get on base again. Again, Grant Moore knows how to extend in at bats, and that's what he's been doing the past 3 games.
You know, that's why one of the big keys on the slash line is OBP. And another walk, and Grant Moore on for the 5th time today. And with 1 out, that's going to bring up Blake Herman.
I find it funny that Grant Moore still doesn't there's no record because none of those at-bats count since there were walks. So technically he is 0 for 0.
That OBP right now is I think at 2 for this game.
2?
I don't know.
That is unheard of.
I know. Baseball math is definitely not my strong suit, but it's ridiculous tonight. As the first pitch to Blake Herman, a fastball on the outside corner, taken for a strike, 0-1.
I've never seen anybody who started in 5 at-bats and still don't have a record.
That pitch missing outside for a ball, 1-1. For Blake Herman today, he walked in the first, stole a base, and then has flown out to right, grounded out to short, and grounded into a fielder's choice that Matthew Dumas thrown out at the plate. There's a foul back on a fastball on the outside corner. And it's 1-2. And if there's one thing about Woodley, his fastballs are all going to that outer edge.
Yes.
Especially to right-handers, that makes it tough, but give you an opportunity to shoot it toward right field.
Yeah, there is a big gap between center and right. I'm looking at that.
And the 1-2 pitch coming. Breaking ball missing on the outside corner, 2-2. And the remaining Muckdog fans voicing their objections.
That was pretty close. I can't really blame them. That could have been anybody's.
2-2 the count. Moore leads off first. And there's a weak chopper towards short. It's going to be tough. Long throw on a first. And pulling him off the bag is a bad throw. Blake Herman aboard. It looks like, we'll see if that's going to be an error or a base hit. It was a weak ground ball. They're going to call that an error.
Yeah, they called that on the shortstop. That was a pretty close play. Even if he did make the play, that was pretty close.
Number 38, Caleb Jordan.
As Caleb Jordan stands in. Runner in scoring position with only one away. Jordan's flown out to right, grounded out to third, reached on an error and struck out looking his last at bat on a questionable call. As there's a high chopper picked up by the first baseman, flipped to second, and Monil can't glove the ball, and the bases are loaded with nobody out, or one runner out.
I think Manil is a little shaken up. I gotta say, Herman tried to break up the double play.
That was I don't even think it would have been a double play. They were just trying to get it out. Roque came off the bag on the weak chopper, cut in front of Woodley, tried to flip it to Monil covering the bag, and I don't know if he lost his footing or tripped over the bag or what, but that is going to load the bases for Eric Weeks, and it's been a long time since I've gotten to call an at-bat with Eric Weeks and the bases loaded, but this is always an interesting adventure. Weeks.
Way to make your debut with this situation.
First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Weeks with power. 26 RBIs for the Tarp Skunks last season. As that one's fouled off. 1-1.
And he's going to have to protect here.
Walk drives in a run. Of course, Weeks would like to put something in the gap, maybe go the other way, with Woodley throwing all his fastballs on the outside corner to right-handers. Going the other way might not be a bad approach. As that one cut on and missed, strike two.
Yeah, and again, these pitchers are pretty fast. They're going to have to start their swing a little bit early.
Brooks playing way in for a center fielder. Ramos and David playing pretty much straight up.
And a line drive to center, that most likely will be over his head.
That might clear the bags. The 1-2. Way outside, 2-2.
These are situations that you dream of. Bases loaded, ninth inning, and one out. And every pitch you wince at because you never know what's going to happen.
This is the scenario that all the young kids fantasize about, playing stickball when they're 7 or 8. Bases loaded, top of the ninth inning, 2-2. Foul straight back.
Good job to protect. Again, extending this at bat. It's now a 2-2 count.
Keith Fetchick on deck. He would hit next. Weeks waiting the pitch. There's a line drive to second. Drop to second for one. Throwing a first, none at time. And the ball game is tied at 6 apiece.
Now that is how you extend the ball game here. I thought it was a line drive to second.
I did too. I didn't see it hit the bounce, but as soon as Wheelahan, I'll get the name right eventually, made the turn, you could see that there was the urgency to try to turn two. And hey, a fielder's choice RBI for Eric Weeks. And we are tied at 6 apiece.
In situations like this, you just gotta love baseball.
Fetchick stands in, cut on a miss for a strike, and quickly 0-1 the count.
Starting to see a little bit of frustration on the pitcher on giving up that run. Like I said, when you've been throwing this heat and the Tarp Skunks is having a hard time trying to put the bat on it, but he still gave up a run, it's got to be a little frustrating.
You know, in the first inning, the Muckdogs scored some runs on some, weak contact and just right place, right time situational hitting. As there's a ground ball to second. Taking it to the back himself is Willahan. And the side is retired, but the Tarp Skunks tie it up with a fielder's choice RBI by Eric Weeks. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's tied at 6. Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game as the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks. Touch 'em all, Paul. It's 6-0 Tarp Skunks.
And that is the start that you want. You cannot ask for a better start. Putting up 6 in the first inning. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Here it is Manel Rosinski and Wheelahan, and the call is Dre Guinness.
As Chase Barons pours in a curveball that bends back, Monil finds the strike zone 0-1. Next pitch comes in, fastball, low for a ball, 1-1, and Eric Weeks didn't take him but 1 game to make an impact. Tarp Skunks had been trailing since the 4th inning, as that one was taken for a strike.
And you gotta remember, this is the home field advantage. If they get the go-ahead run, the game is over.
It is, but Barron out there has been throwing gas. That one a little bit reached back a little bit too much, as that one bouncing out of the glove of Branson Lindquist. 2-2 the count. It'll be Monil, Rybczynski, and Wheelahan. Trying to get to the 10th inning, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the first out of the inning on strikeouts. And that will bring up
extra hitter number 4, Luke
Rybczynski.
You know, Barron has shown to be a very promising pitcher as the season progresses.
Oh, he's throwing gas. 1 1/3 innings, 4 strikeouts. What does that tell you?
That tells me a lot.
And struck out every out and has only walked 1. First pitch up high and away. 1-0. And
Now, I gotta ask, do you think that he would be a starter, or you just leave him as a closer?
In this league, I don't like to pigeonhole anyone, as there's a breaking ball that finds the zone, 1-2. I don't like to pigeonhole anyone into where, or make that 1-1. He's got to be a starter. He's got to be a closer. He's got to be a middle reliever. I like pitchers that can be used anywhere.
Ooh.
Is that one up high, 2-2? I mean, don't get me wrong. If the Skunks are in the position where they need a closer, he would probably be my number one choice. But I could see using him in situations in the 5th inning where they need to stem the bleeding, 6th inning, something like that, as that one's up high. 3-1 to Rybczynski.
I mean, you kind of need him at this situation. But again, it's kind of one of those things where you put him in a little too early because now he's ate up 3 innings.
3-1. That one right down the heart of the plate, 3-2. And we've gone full to Rybczynski. And I've got to say, after saying his name so many times, is it bad that I want barbecue?
It's the ribs.
It's the ribs. It's the baby back. I want my baby back ribs. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Have a seat. And there are 2 outs.
You know, that was an inside pitch. They've been looking at those inside pitches. If he made contact, he would have got jammed up. But he swung it, missed, and now it is 2 outs.
6 batters faced for Barron, 5 strikeouts. And when you start thinking about most valuable stinkers, I think you have to put him right at the top of the list as the first pitch missing for a ball 1-0.
Yeah, when you say most valuable stinker, I'm not going to lie, I completely forgot. Because it's just been anybody's ball game at this point.
And if it does go to the 10th, 1 more inning. As there's a ground ball to third. Nice pick by Jordan. Throw on to first, and the ball. Oh, he made the catch, was Muncie, and made the tag on the way down. It was a rough throw, and Muncie making a spectacular play. 1, 2, 3, go the Muckdogs. In the 9th, we go to the 10th inning, tied at 6. We go to the top of the 10th inning. It will be Jackson Enders. Nate Muncie and Branston Lindquist due up as they will face.
Yeah, Jamestown will have runner number 1.
Make sure.
At second base.
Oh, they're going to, the pinch hitter or pinch runner is going to be Tito Kiefer. As Eric Woodley still on the mound. And now we're in the ghost runner situation.
10th inning, they're going to put Woodley on. They're going to give the Tarp Skunks everything they got.
So here we go. It's going to come down to Woodley versus Barron on the mound. Who can keep the runners from scoring? First pitch. Oh, and it comes in. And it hits Jackson Enders on the first pitch.
You know, I got to say, that is a good way to get on base. You're going to take them any way you can. The thing is, Woodley versus Barron, this is a matchup right here.
If Michael Buffer were here, he would definitely be saying, let's get ready to rumble. As Branston, hold on, who is this?
This is
number 15, James Dixon, now to play for Jamestown.
James Dixon now, the pinch hitter. with runners at first and second, nobody out here.
And I'm noticing Joe Riedebach is putting a lot of their speedsters.
There's a high fly ball into right field. Medium depth, catch is made, tag, and heading to third is Kiefer. And now the Tarp Skunks have runners at first and third with one out.
Like I was before,
James Dixon doing his job.
again, he's putting in a lot of these speedsters in the pinch hit situation. Well, they put Kiefer at second, he's on the third, and got somebody at first.
As Branston Lindquist stands in. This is big opportunity for the youngster. Faulkner, Jamestown native. As Kiefer dancing off third. Infield in double play depth. Third baseman playing on the infield grass, guarding against the bunt. The first pitch missing low for a ball, 1-0. For Lindquist, it's been a rough day, a couple strikeouts. Even just driving one out in the outfield for a sacrifice. As there's a fly ball out to right field, underneath it, and making the catch is David. Here comes Kiefer. The throw to the plate is over the head of Cooper Romick, stepping on the plate for emphasis and scoring the go-ahead run is Tito Kiefer, and the Tarp Skunks have taken a 7-6 lead.
That is what you need. Like you said, driving one out into the outfield to bring in a run. Good thing is, and Joe Riedebach knew they needed somebody to beat out the throw because that ball was kind of shallow a little bit. And he was able to beat it out, the throw, even though it was offline.
And C.J. Dugan advancing to second base. And we're having a bit of a conversation as Romick took some contact from Kiefer coming in. Nothing nefarious, it was just a baseball play, but a little bit of TLC happening for the Muckdogs catcher. We'll step away for a brief moment. We'll be back as soon as play resumes. 7-6, Tarp Skunks with the lead. So we're back here in Batavia, 7-6 Tarp Skunks, as Cooper Romick is going to stay in the game. And you almost expect that from a catcher. Stay in the game mentality. C.J. Dugan, who pinched hit back in the eighth inning, comes up here. Runner at scoring position, and the first pitch comes inside for a ball, 1-0. Woodley had been cruising until the ghost runner made the appearance here.
Yeah, that's the thing about the ghost runner, because now you put him in pressure. But one in scoring position and no outs.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. I don't see anyone down in the Tarp Skunks bullpen, so it looks like it's going to be Chase Barron taking it the rest of the way here.
It's a battle. It's all about who falls first.
1-1 the count. Dugan would like to make contact. 2 down here in the 10th. As there's a drive down the left field line, hooking and making the catch in foul territory is Jeremy Ramos. An unbelievable catch, reaching over the fence to pull it in. And the side's retired, but the Tarp Skunks take the lead. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Tarp Skunks 7-6 over Batavia. Degrees, no wind. Line drive down the third base line. That's a fair ball. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. Herman will stop at second with a double and 2 RBIs. And we will wait to see. And that is going to do it. That is your ball game. As the Jamestown Tarp Skunks mercy the Olean Oilers by a final score of 13-3. There's a high fly ball right field deep. That one is going way back, and it is gone! A grand slam for Paul Delanto. Welcome to the Skunks. Touch 'em all, Paul. It's 6-0 Tarp Skunks.
And that is the start that you want. You cannot ask for a better start. Putting up 6 in the first inning.
Michael Wheelahan, the ghost runner for the Muckdogs, as we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. And a step off and fake back to second, letting Wheelahan know that Chase Barron knows he's there. Barron, who has been lights out through two innings so far, he will face Kyle Vaughn, who is actually the left fielder making the spectacular play to end the top of the 10th inning. Then back to the top of the order for David and Roke. And the first pitch comes in and hits Vaughn, and a little deja vu from the top of the 10th inning. Exact same thing happened there.
Yeah. So now, go to the top.
Double play now in order. As Jalen David stands in. He's tripled and then popped out, flew out to center, flew out to left. Nobody out. Squares the bunt, takes a strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1.
I'd have thought that one was going to be outside. It was in the outside corner, but it was called strike.
Yeah, David gave up on it a little too early, pulled back. And against that heat, you kind of have to. Barron comes set, kicks and throws, show bunt again. There's a bunt down the third base line. That one foul, and it's 0-2. And you have to wonder, are they going to let him continue to square up, or is he going to swing the bat with 2 strikes?
He's gonna have to square it up now. If he fouls it off again, it's strike 3.
Jordan playing even with the bag at third. Middle infield at double play depth. Joaquin Rodriguez Costa in at first for Nick Hundley. And the pitch. Foul back, and a good job by David to stay alive here on a pitch that looked 90 plus up in the zone.
You know, in this situation, I'm not gonna lie, my heart is kind of racing here, trying to figure out what is gonna happen next.
Extra inning baseball is one of the most special things there is. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt, little waste pitch on a breaking ball, and it's 1-2.
And I will say, like you said, it is special, but extra inning baseball with the game on the line, it is not for the weak of hearts.
Oh, it is definitely a cardiologist's dream. Stressful, intense. The 1-2, swing and a foul back. We'll do 1 and 2 all over again.
And I, at heart as a Cubs fan, and I remember when they won the World Series, I almost had a heart attack during that game.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of Cubs fans had heart attacks after they won the World Series because they were so old and they never thought it would happen.
Bill Murray's still around.
Hey, gotta love Bill Murray. 1 and 2, the pitch. And that one bouncing away from Lindquist. He's able to pounce on it. In the dirt, 2 and 2.
Good job by Lindquist, able to block it, keep it in front, because then you don't want to have second and third and no outs.
I think Barron might be letting that runner at second get into his head a little bit. He hasn't been as aggressive as he was his first 2 innings of work. As there's a high pop-up.
Got to communicate.
And there to make the snag was JRC.
That is a big first out for the Tarp Skunks. Big first out.
Now a double play could end it. That is going to bring up Jalen Roque.
First baseman number 24, Jalen Roque.
Roque, he's singled. He has singled, scored a run, and then put up the strikeout hat trick. 3 consecutive strikeouts. Barron would like to give him the golden sombrero, and the first pitch is a weak chopper down the first base line. Fair ball. Stepping on the bag is JRC for the second out of the inning. As advancing.
And now everybody here in Dwyer Stadium standing up. This moment right here, 2 in scoring position, 2 dead, and 1 at bat.
It comes down to Barron versus Glenn Brooks. Brooks has struck out twice, has been hit by a pitch, and singled. And the first pitch, swing and a miss.
And here we go. The pressure is on here, on everybody, including us.
This is definitely a pressure-packed moment. I am into this.
I'm not even in the
0-1.
game.
Runners at second and third. Barron comes set, kicks and throws. The pitch, swing and a miss.
Here
on
we
a pitch, way off the plate, and it's 0-2.
And here we go. Final strike. Will Brooks protect and stay alive, or will he go down?
The 0-2 pitch coming. Just off the plate for a ball, 1-2. And that was a good call by the home plate umpire as Barron's has been stretching out the outside corner of that plate. Just a little too far, trying to get Brooks to chase. Now 1-2, maybe coming back with something on the inside. The pitch, swing and a miss! The ball game is over, and the Jamestown Tarp Skunks have defeated the Batavia Muckdogs here in Batavia by a final score of 7-6. And Jalen, I've got to give the most valuable stinker to Chase Barron, who came in, struck out 6 batters in 2 innings, and closing it out in the 10th after the Tarp Skunks get the lead.
Yes, you got to give it to him. He came in clutch towards the end, putting up zeros, 4 straight zeros in 4 innings. That is a great start for him.
7-6 your final. The Tarp Skunks on their way to Newark tomorrow. They will face the Pilots 6:30 on the Newark Pilots YouTube channel. For Jalen Ferguson, I'm Dre Guinness, thanking you all for joining us. And until next time, good night, everybody.